bitch, we on guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper. Try to hope me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking notes. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole part. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and outdone. You can't do with them steps, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole start. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. And I just made it call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Back row.
This shit gon' ride.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Lighters in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. And Ken, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know like. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
From Westworld. From Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make war. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it. Feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the piece loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage roar. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing. Dog, I plan to keep you. Lose your mind where I'm from. I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul. Losing time, waste a steady pace, and you off track. I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping He can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have the deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the globo. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in their face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drought.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page. All right, this is Ruden's speech, man. We got Captain Tower in the building.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, so Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Ruden's speech, man. Listen, I'll break it down right quick,
Don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine. Big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts, very large caliber on very small cats. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka, equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak with a bin shot ya. The best rhymer, since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No infamer, no sweat, not in China. My conglomerate wreck like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm through our pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring karma. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect. Pay homage, I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designing charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, no Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain of $150. Off my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through in the day of our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I got it. Hello, up, Tanya? Barak?
Clap it up. Let's get it on. I'll take all of your questions in the chat room. I'm sorry, am I messing?
No.
I'll take your questions in the room as well. Who do we have here tonight, Ark?
Sir, today we have Atlanta joining us.
Give Atlanta a hand.
We have I.U.I.C Windsor.
I.U.I.C Windsor? What the hell is that? Is that over there in Windsor, England, in the UK?
It's Canada, sir.
Windsor, Canada. Give Windsor, Canada a hand. Up north where it gets cold. Go ahead, Ark.
Here, HQ, of course.
Give HQ a hand. Jerusalem. Go ahead.
We have Killeen, Texas in the building.
Give Killeen, Texas out west a hand. Anything else?
That's it for right now. So we might have one or two more zones joining as well.
Uno momento. Lo siento. Mi nombre es General Mahayaman. Soy tu hermano. Y estos son los anuncios. Somos la Escuela Israelita de Conocimiento Práctico Universal desde 1 Oeste, calle 125, Harlem, Nuevo York. Bajo el mando del General Yahana desde el 1969. Carnales, esta es la verdad. Si tú eres latino, negro o indio, nativo, tú eres Israel, el pueblo, el heredero, Dios. I can never say recruit. How you say remember in Spanish? Recuérdame, or remember, or recuer. Tu madre y tu padre dicen que somos un culto y mantienen su iglesia sin culpa. All right, good to go.
Concert.
Okay, I might have missed one, and I'll do it another one at the end. All right. I had some questions. Any questions in the room before I get into my topics? I'll get you 1 second. What are my topics here today? We're going to go over Luke, I think the 13th chapter. We're going to prove that the I.U.I.C are a bunch of crooked and corrupt cops who hate black people. I don't believe I need to bring more proof in that I have brung in already tonight. The I.U.I.C hates black people up.
Right.
Okay. They hate black people just like every other corrupt, crooked cop on the streets of America or Guadalajara or Haiti or Haiti or Mexico City hates blacks and Latinos. The I.U.I.C are just crooked cops that hate black people, and I'm going to prove that tonight. Also, I'll answer all of your questions. Let's begin. Pronto.
Concert. Any questions in the room? Any questions in the room?
Sister had a question over here, right? I'll take a drink for the special occasion.
Concert.
Go ahead. Please, yes, I do, sister.
Shaw, that you gotta make sure you take care of the women's.
I'll take the questions from the brothers in the camps online as well. All right.
Concert.
Go ahead.
I just want to know if you are dealing with a brother out there, and would it help you like to become a better wife for him?
If you are dealing with a brother, will dealing with a man help you become a better wife? Explain that.
If you
give it to me in the flask, yeah, and the tonic water in the other one. So what? No, give me the cup, the flask, and the tonic water and ice in another cup. Just so you don't got to keep refilling it. I'll just refill it from the flask. You can start me off with a fresh one off the top. All right. Go ahead.
If you like follow the laws and statutes, commandments.
Mm-hmm. If a woman follows the laws, statutes, and commandments, will that help her to become a better wife to her husband? Is that correct? Absolutely. It will help you in every way. The Bible said, what profit then is it to be a Jew? Much every way. Do you understand? Knowing the laws and the commandments of God, there is nothing in life that it will not positively affect. Now, sometimes it will positively affect you in a way that you didn't want it to. Do you understand? Some of you brothers, you came into the truth and you didn't want to have to now stay with this woman who you had sex with last night. You didn't want to stay with her. You wanted to throw her away. You think it's beneficial to you to throw her away after you have sex with her, like the I.U.I.C does and every other Christian church does. But in staying with that woman and doing the thing that is difficult and doing the thing that is painful, you will be a better person. And that's the same way for a woman. A woman might not want the rules or the bondage of marriage on her. She might not want to stay with the same man for the rest of her life. Her sickness and her traumas from childhood, because of those things, she might have a hunger for the streets. Do you understand? A hunger for other men that simply comes from the traumas of childhood. You know, it's like if you take a wild animal and put it in a cage, it will long for the wild. Do you understand? And many women who brothers marry, they're wild animals. And you're attempting to cage them. You know, what's the cage? That home, that bed, that comfortable situation, that life with you and her watching Netflix, that life with you and her going to the movies, that life with just being with one man and not being an Instagram slut. It will feel like a cage. It'll feel like a prison to some women because since she's been 12 years old, 11 years old, she's been with multiple men, sometimes the same day. And so it will feel like what you're putting her in is not a stable, loving environment, but it will feel like a prison, a cage. Get in that cage. Do you understand? It might hurt, but if you get in that cage, listen, there's consistency in that cage, reliability in that cage, safety in that cage. Being out in the wild is a very dangerous place, baby girl. You understand that, don't you? Come on.
Just to clarify, you said being a wife to a man in the world?
Oh, she said in the world. I didn't hear that. That's a terrible decision. I thought you said being a wife to a woman in the world. I mean, being a wife to a man in the world, it will not make you a better wife. It will give you patience that most people don't have, because you'll have a husband that's more your son than your husband. You know, you're going to have to really, really make sure he's not bad. You're going to have to keep him out of the strip clubs, keep him off the white women. You know, you have to be his mom. So it won't make you a better wife, but, you know, Lord be with you. You have to have a lot of patience if you're going to marry a man in the world. Okay, if you're already married to a man in the world, then please, patience. You better have patience with him, because he is going to make childlike mistakes. And here's the biggest problem with marrying a man in the world. He won't let you put him in your cage. He's going to leave you, because being married to you feels like a cage. Not being able to have sex with a white woman, not being able to leave you when he gets upset. Men like to do that. There was a time, if your father told you he was going out for a pack of cigarettes, you were never going to see him again. That was how it worked. Where your pop go? Well, he went out for a pack of cigarettes in 1972, and that's that. I'm going to go get some milk from the store, honey. Start crying right then. Because the minute he says, I'm going to get some milk from the store, you are never going to see your father again. Why? Because that house is a cage. It's a prison to him. He doesn't want to have a woman and kids and, to be in there with them all. He wants to get drunk. He wants prostitutes. He wants cocaine. He wants that. And a normal life without cocaine and without whores will feel like a prison. And the biggest threat that you're involved in if you're married to a man in the world is that you're not going to be married for the rest of your life. You should prepare to be left. You should get ready for it. I'm just telling you out of love. It just eventually happens to 8 out of 10 people. You get the point? 8 out of 10 marriages in the world end. Girlfriend and boyfriend relationships, they're ending, all of them. And remember, he's in the world, so he doesn't consider you his wife. You're his girlfriend, and they end, constantly. Young brother right there, you want to say something? I put too much work on this drink, I see, with this flask thing. Just go ahead and listen. Just hand it over, brother. Just pour it directly down my gullet. Pour it in my nose. Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, if I may, sir. So before coming into the truth, I was sleeping with multiple women, and I'm still talking to a few of them right now. But I just know that.
Go around.
Please go ahead, Warrior.
I just know right now, I feel like the best decision for me, but I just want your counsel on it. The best decision for me is to just leave them alone. But I've already slept with them. They're talking to me still, and I just don't know what to do. Should I just cut them off completely?
Okay. So you had recent sex with these women?
No, before I came into it, before I came into the truth, I was out there, and I still talk to them, but I'm just when you say talk to them, do you mean sex or phone? On the phone.
You mean, so you've had sex with them in the past,
right?
But you've stopped having sex with them for a long period of time,
right?
Okay, so can I assume that they have had sex with other men in that amount of time?
I'm certain.
Of course, you're certain, right?
Yes.
That shows a little wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they're not your wives anymore, so forget them.
Okay.
So don't even think of them like they're yours or you have the option to be with them. Those women belong to some other sucker. Let him go through that pain. Let him go to child support court. Let him get locked up. Congratulations, you can have them. Do you get my point?
I got your point.
They're not with you. A woman who has sex with another man is not your wife. Right. She's his. You know what the heart of that is? The whole law is a party to this. It's brotherhood. Imagine you sitting around thinking about, should I talk to this woman who's having sex with somebody else? She's with him. Leave her alone because she's not yours. To call her again and you're certain she's had sex with someone else is violating that brother. Don't violate him, Mark. That's his wife. You understand? Drink out of thy own cistern. That's in the Bible. Drink out of thy own cup. That's someone else's cup. Let him drink from that cup. Simple enough. So now going forward, now you're a new man. So now you're going to be burdened with decision. Now you have to make a good decision up. Now you have to know, well, the next woman I touch, I have to stay with. She'll be mine. So you're going to be very careful. Brothers learn that in the UPK. Brothers in the UPK will go years when they first come into the truth without touching a woman. Years. Because they understand the severity of the decision. In the I.U.I.C, they get a divorce. They get a divorce decree. Sign a piece of paper, the marriage is over. That's it. And here, there is no paper that frees you from marriage in the school. There is no paper that creates marriage. There is no paper that frees you from marriage. So if you have sex with her, she's with you. And that's that. You understand?
Sir.
Please, Abadia.
I got a precept, sir.
I'm sorry, precept, please.
Sir, this is on the book of John, chapter 4, verses 15 through 19. It says, verse 15, the woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahushua said unto her, Go, call thy husband and come hither.
That's what he said.
Go
ahead, I'm sorry.
The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
Come on, you're not married to anybody because you're married to everybody. Do you understand? So she's with everyone, which means she's with no one. So you have women like that in your life. Don't call them. That's a brother's woman you're calling. You know, he's going to find out you're on the phone with her, and he's going to be angry with you rightfully. And sometimes he'll come contact the school lot and say, listen, this is my wife. This brother is calling her out. You don't want that reputation in here. You don't want to be a scumbag. In the UPK, we would look at a man like that who was calling another man's wife. You would be a scumbag to us, beneath contempt. You don't want to have that reputation in here because you can't be in here with that reputation. You understand, right?
Okay.
Anything else? In the back.
Yes, sir. If I can get a breakdown, well, it is in the same vein of marriage. Genesis 2:24.
Go ahead.
Genesis 2:24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh.
Absolutely. That's me. You bringing out the sex as marriage, or you bringing out the day together?
Basically, you have to leave your parents and live with your wife, or else you can't get married.
No, not live with your wife, but you have to create a family with your wife.
That's how
homosexuals say you have to live with her.
Basically, yeah, they teach if you cannot move your wife into your own house, you're a bum. You just live with your mama and she live with her parents. Y'all both bums.
Really?
That's that ghetto. Yeah, Salakia, what I talked to you about last night, sir.
Oh, right. Well, that's, easily refutable.
If I may
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
They use Tobit to say the writing, to say, see, you have to write it down. But in that same verse, like a verse before, Raguel, Cyrus' father, says, now go and take my daughter to your father. And then when Tobit dies, he tells Tobias, go live with your in-laws.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And this is gay men saying this.
Kano and Kanta.
From the I.U.I.C. or different gay ones?
Oh, no. What's called? Well, they are the same, but I.U.I.C., sir.
Ones.
Nate himself, sir.
I mean, well, I guess if your husband went away to fight a war in Iraq,
right,
you would not be married anymore. So you were free to have sex with other men. Guess what? She is having sex with other men when you go away to Iraq. Everybody.
Right.
Forget about going to prison. You just, if you can get a few pairs of drawers off and a little bit of cash, thank the Lord. Because she's having sex with everybody. The minute you're out of sight, you don't want to have a society like that, Ak. You don't want a society that means, in essence, whenever you're out of eyesight of your wife, she's single. So the minute I can't look at her, the minute I'm away in prison, being a freedom fighter for the work of God, the minute I'm away fighting a war because I believe in my country and my country sent me away to some war, or I'm a soldier for my enemy and now he sends me away for war. You lose your wife because you can't sleep every night with her in the same bed. Right. That's it. My God, man. Like, what kind of society is that? That's America. That's the kind of society that is. It's with the world you live in right now today. The UPK is not building another hell. Right. We're not building a fresh hell for blacks and Latinos. We already have one. Right. So if LGBT members would like to live like that, you're in the right place. That's the way things are right now. I got to move on. Next, any questions online?
Sir, Colleen has a question, sir.
Colleen, you're up.
Salam, y'all, boss. Y'all, sir. The water. I had two questions, sir. The first one is in 2 Samuel, chapter 6. It starts at verse 6. I can just go ahead and sum up the story.
Go ahead. Also, for anyone waiting online, we will be getting into my topic later at the end of class about the I.U.I.C, proving that they hate black people. We're going to prove it in the Bible and today with the words that come out of their own mouths. But you have to wait till the end of class. Okay, before that, I will answer your questions. Please, Khalid.
Can you hear me, sir?
Go ahead. I hear you fine. Go ahead and read it.
Come on, sir. So this is when the ark is coming back to David. Verse 6, it says, and when they came to Nashon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hand to the ark of God and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Uzzah, and God smote him there for his error. And there he died by the ark of God. And it said that David was displeased about it. But my question, sir, was what was his error in touching the ark?
Only the priests were allowed to touch the ark. He was not a priest. He was there guarding, and he was not allowed to touch that ark. Only the priest could touch the ark of the covenant. So the ark began to shake. He, out of the kindness of his heart, went to stop the ark of the Lord from hitting the ground. And in doing so, say again?
No, I said come on, sir.
And then, which makes sense, right? And in doing so, he died. Do you understand?
Yeah, come on, sir. So the lesson is this whole post, pretty much.
Do you get the spirit of the law? Meaning the Ark of the Covenant is gone. Now we're a nation of priests, not only the tribe of Levi, but the Most High still has his priests, and we still have our laws. How does this apply to you today? It applies in every way to the Christian church. It applies to you love junkies that think that the I.U.P.K. and the I.U.I.C can come together. This is for you. That the Baptists and the U.P.K. under command General Yohana can come together, right? That the Nation of Islam and their delicious bean pies can come together with commanding General Yohana. This applies to you. You think like this. You think like a civilian, not like a man of God, not like a priest, not like a priest. So I'll ask you, this is a good brother who didn't want God's holy, what's the thing called again? Ark to hit the ground because it's the ark of God. Now the rules say only a priest can touch it. But he was such a good man and did not want the ark, the Lord's holy ark, to touch the ground. He went to save it from hitting the ground. Hallelujah. He's dead. And the Bible recorded it for suckers like you. Let me give it to you in a nutshell. This is for you fake Israelites out there watching and listening. All you break off groups from every Israelite group from the house of David, for this, that, for all of you fake Israelites and Christians and conscious community advocates, noise down in the back. You're making too much noise up. This is for every fake Israelite group, every Christian. Asher told me the chat room is full of y'all. Why can't we get along? Why can't we just love each other? You know how many years I've been hearing that? You know how many times we've been out to camp and the Nation of Islam comes out and goes, brothers, why can't we all come together? Khalid Muhammad did it right around the corner with Commanding General Yohana. Why can't we have peace with each other? Why can't we one with each other? We're all black people. We all have one enemy. Why can't we come together? You know how many boring years I've heard this come together garbage from immoral men, from men absolutely immoral. Well, you fake Israelites, you're just like every other Christian that I've ever encountered in my career. You know what you are? You're fellowship thirsty. That's what you are. You fake Israelites are fellowship thirsty. You got a thick fellowship thirst on you. All you want is fellowship. All you want to do is come together with like-minded people And we all serve the same God. How many years have I heard that from Muslims? Used to say that back in the 90s. Hey, we all serve the same God. I call him Allah. You call him Yahweh. Well, I'm so sick of hearing that fellowship thirsty garbage. I'm not thirsty for your fellowship. I got plenty of fellowship. Plenty. I don't need to have such a thirst for fellowship that I have to befriend every sexual deviant on the internet. You are fellowship thirsty. Every Israelite outside of the UPK. And that's why you can't understand the stance that we take, that will never join the Muslims, that will never join the I.U.I.C, that will never come together with that chat house and all those half homo Israelites on chat house. Will never come together with you ever, because you're fellowship thirsty and we're not. Now I'm asking you one more time. Why did this man die who only wanted to stop the Ark of the Covenant from hitting the dirty ground? And that is the Lord's Ark of the Covenant with Moses' staff in it that ate the 2 serpents from Egypt, with the 2 dice, the Urim and the Thummim, that represent the tribe of Levi and that Moses used to make his decisions. The manna that the Most High made rain all over the plain and all over the rocks to feed the Israelites. The manna from heaven is in that Ark of the Covenant. It went to touch the ground. The goodness in him wouldn't let it happen. And he's dead. Now, how do you learn from that? I'm waiting. Let me get some fake Israelites to answer the question. Give them a shot. Fake Israelites, this one is for you.
Some
I.U.I.C. Answer this question. Come on.
I don't know if they're answering the question, but they put a comment to what you were saying. This person said, the thug of ISUPK hate black people. The same people that got backed up by locals with women against them.
Thugs.
And you cowards run for refuge of the police.
Thug. That's interesting language. We're thug. What makes us thugs? We'll get to that in a second. Hold that comment, a fake Israelite. Because that's interesting that you called us thugs. I've heard that before. Not the first time I've been called thug. Right? For you homos out there, that's not the first time we've been handcuffed either.
Right.
So you know, right? Just so you understand. That's not the first time we've been handcuffed, right? But that's interesting language that you use by calling us thugs. Don't get me off my topic, though. Why did this man die for touching the Ark of the Covenant? Levi, I can't see the screen, so you got to tell me if they have their hands up. All right? Levi.
If I may, sir, because he did not understand the rank and his place.
You're right on it. Come on.
Disobedience.
And being obedient trumps your good heart and all of your sweetness and what a nice boy you are. It trumps your goodness. Why? Because you don't understand what real goodness is. The Bible says there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof is destruction. If we're all going to just do what our inner hearts tell us is good, do you understand where that could go? I'll tell you where it can go. It can go to drag queens reading to your children in school.
Right.
It can go to being more inclusive to the LGBTQ community. Brother, I've traveled out to San Francisco. I've spent some time out there. And Atlanta. I was out there too, Salakia, Atlanta. I was in Salakia, Northern California. This does not apply to these hardcore warriors in San Francisco or in Atlanta. Give them a hand. But I spent some time out around there around a lot of white people, which is what I like to do often, is go to study white people because I don't understand them. So I go to different venues and places with white people. And I just sit and look at them and listen to their conversations. And this is what I learned out there in San Francisco. The entire LGBT movement, the reason that it's growing, the reason that Budweiser, reaches out to the gay community, and the reason that everyone is trying to accept them, the reason that you don't want to gender them. I mean, he wants to be a woman. You don't want to say, you're a man, because he wants to be called a woman. The entire movement is based on being nice to people. Damn, the brother wants to be a woman. What am I going to do? Say, no, you're a man. What would that feel like? mean. It feels mean to do that to him because he wants to be a woman. I don't want to be mean to him. And people don't want to be mean to each other. People want to get along with one another. Well, in the process of getting along with them, you'll have to accept certain things, because if you don't accept those things, they will feel like you're not accepting them. You understand? So they'll feel like you're hating me because you're not accepting me for my pronouns. This is who I am. You don't want to call me by my pronouns? They commit suicide because they're not accepted. Damn, because I feel so alienated, I might cut myself or I might kill myself. You don't want them to kill themselves. So you're trying to do all you can do to be nice to them because you don't want them to die. You don't want them to kill themselves. You have your family members who are gay. You don't want your family members to die. You don't want them to, feel so vilified that they kill themselves. So what do you try to do? You try to accept your gay son. You try to love him. It's all based on being nice. Here's the problem with that. Being nice can cause people to die.
Right.
It can cause it to happen, and you don't see it because you are fellowship thirsty. You're so hungry to be loved by other people, to join hand in hand with them, to be nice to them. You're so hungry for it that you don't understand that really that's the damage that's going to happen to them because you've accepted it. And by not accepting it is how you'll make a son that doesn't kill himself. It's how you'll make a daughter that doesn't cut herself, because you don't accept the behavior that's self-destructive. Does everyone understand? That's the key to this, Ak. The Lord said, don't touch it. That's what he said. He said, if you're not a priest, do not touch the Ark of the Covenant. Don't think that you're so nice that now you should touch it because it shouldn't hit the ground. Don't think that. Maybe you robbed the Most High of a miracle. Maybe if you would have stood your ground and standed there saying, I'm not a priest, maybe it would have floated in the sky. Right. How in the hell do you know? His law said not to touch it. You're going to reach down and break the law to keep the law? Ooh, no. You know where that goes, right? You know just where that goes, to the Christian church. Paul said, no. Shall we then break the law to keep the law? God forbid. We don't do that. What that brother should have did is remembered the law. Stood there. Who knows? The Most High might have had that thing hover above the ground. We might have had a new miracle to write about in the Bible, instead of another fool dying through thinking he can outthink God. Everyone understands? In the back.
Say we should all come together. There's
not yet.
Oh, Con, sir.
It'll get me off my topic. I have to answer these questions. But just remember that she called us a thug. I don't want you to forget that part. We're thugs. That's interesting verbiage. Please.
Officer Shapat said, let's not forget Joy Morgan was killed because I.U.I.C wanted to be nice to Hamites.
Yeah, of course. But, of course, they're not thugs. The I.U.I.C. They did murder a girl. But we're the thugs. They did murder a child. Hey, but we're the thugs. We're the thugs. Hold your point. Questions?
Sir, I have one question. Did you want to go into those comments, or you want to see that for later on?
Any more questions that I need to answer?
Salaki, sir, this is Isaac Kaleem. I have one more question, if I could, sir. Salaki.
Go ahead, Kaleem.
The water, sir. This is in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
It says, for if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much more sore punishment suppose ye shall he be thought worthy who have trodden underfoot the Son of God and have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing.
I got it, Doc. What's your question, brother?
Yes. So my question, sir, is say when we first come into the truth, and say we're battling the weed demon, and a brother who comes into the truth, he falls back into it, but he's battling. Does this scripture apply to him if he's battling habit that he's developed while he was in the world? That's my question, sir. Salaki.
Yes, it does apply to him. Who cares if he's battling it? Battling. He's not battling so much. He's still smoking weed. You know what battling a weed demon is? Wanting to smoke weed and never smoking it. You can't say that you're battling an addiction if you are doing the drug. Does that make sense or no? I'm really battling this homosexual demon, you know, but I'm in the Peter house every goddamn night. I'm down there in the East Village. I'm sitting in the East Village every night in the YMCA, but I'm really working on it. You're like, that one makes no sense. Oh, the drug thing only makes sense about drugs, but you would never say a gay person is battling homosexuality if he's still, you know, performing oral sex on men once a week as opposed to 3 times a week. Because he used to do it. He used to suck penis 3 times a week, but now he only sucks it on Tuesdays. He's battling it. Your wife is a slut, right? She's a whore. She cheats on you, but she used to cheat on you with everybody that knocked on the door. She cheated on you with all the Uber people, Uber Eats, Uber this, and whoever brings things to the house. Your wife had sex with him, but now she only does it Tuesdays. She's battling it. It only works with drugs because so many of us are drug addicts. That's all. Drugs are something you can battle and still do it, right? But nothing else can you battle and still do it. Tell the judge in court, listen, I'm trying to stop shooting these niggas. I'm trying. I used to shoot them all the time. Yeah, I only shot 2 last week. So really, you should, you know, understand I'm battling that. That doesn't work anywhere, Rock. Here is battling a thing. Having a hunger for it, a desire for it, wanting it so bad, sweating, going to the gym and working out because you want to do it and not doing it, right? You can't shoot people and say, I'm battling being a criminal. You can't steal and say, I'm battling my desire to steal. You can't get high and say, I'm battling my desire to get high. You're not battling it. You're getting high. Is that simple enough to understand? And guess what? If you're in the truth and you know better, how much sorer your punishment than they that were killed by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses by Moses' law, because you have trodden underfoot the Son of God. Yeah, if you continue to get high after you find out the truth, we'll hear about you. We'll hear what happened to you. We'll all hear about it. We'll all know, because you should expect to be killed. You should expect to die when you get in that car. You should expect for your friends who you get high with in the world, you should expect for one of them to do something terrible to you. You should get ready for it. You should expect it, which is what this scripture is talking about. And you understand my point, I'm sure, right?
One on concert, the water, sir.
Anything else? Questions in the this thing here we got on the screen?
Sir. I have a question from Officer Malakia. He would like a breakdown on Isaiah chapter 59, verse 4, specifically where it says, none call for justice nor plead for truth.
Right. That's you can read it. Do you need to read it?
Baba Shuck, someone get the scripture.
Maybe I can do it quickly. It's speaking about the condition of our times, meaning that no one cares about the oppression that we're going through. No one calls for justice. No one says this is wrong. No one says, how can something like this happen? No one cares. And the things that you brothers and sisters are going through all over the world, Doc, out there in Canada, right here in headquarters in Harlem, all over the world, Doc, you're going through terrible oppression that you have grown accustomed to. The housing situation in New York, Doc, is disgusting. And it's been like that, my God, back in your grandmother's time, your grandfather's time. Everyone just accepts it, how the rent is so damn high here. How it's just the rent is high, you can't find any place to live, the rats. Everyone just looks at it like, I heard today some landlord was telling his sister, they go to the landlord and say, listen, there's rats all over the place. The landlord looks at her like, what is your problem? This is a part of being in New York. It's part of living here. The tenants got together and got 3 dead rats and laid it in front of the damn, the super's door, trying to just convince the super to do something about this, but nobody does anything about it because it's accepted that you're going to pay $2,000, $3,000 a month in rent and have rats. And you're going to have a city run by black people, black mayor, black chief of police, black everybody, Latino everybody. And everyone just accepts the condition that they're in when your condition comes from oppression. And it's not just New York, it's everywhere. It's anywhere a nigger or a spick lives. Everywhere. No one cries out, which is why there was such a need for the work of Commanding General Yohana. A need for it. It was a gap there. A gap for people to care about the poor, to care about the forgotten. Everyone understands. That's the breakdown now, if you needed one, all right? We good here? Tell the brother to get his head up off the wall over there. You don't want to damage that wall. The brother right here. You don't want that head to get that grease all over that wall. You get the point. You can go in the back and put some water on your face out in the bathroom. Somebody got to clean these walls. Let's go ahead.
Come on, sir. Did we read the scripture, sir?
I think that's good enough. I think I broke it down for you. Anything else?
Come on, sir. Also a breakdown on 2 Peter's chapter 1, verse 12.
Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 1 and 12. Wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though ye know them, and be established in the present truth.
I need some more context for that. Give me what in specific are we talking about here, all right? Whenever you have it, let me know. I got to move on until he gives me what specific breakdown he needs right here. Anything else online?
Khan, sir, Officer I.U.I.C said that an I.U.I.C member told him that we are wrong for food drives because the help not a sinner scripture.
Yeah, I heard that too. Ajay, go ahead.
If I may, sir. Shout out to Officer I.U.I.C and also Trooper Aisha. Basically, he showed me the video, and they basically used the scripture. What they did to get away with alms, and the scriptures I tell you should do alms. Alms is basically to put the deacons and the bishops on airplanes to preach the truth. If I may, how do you think they always move all that manpower?
So the alms are when they use their money to send the bishop,
right,
to Africa,
right.
And of course, the poor people, you're not supposed to help them because the Bible says, "Help not a sinner."
Right.
All right.
Sir.
That's getting me in my topic. Okay. All of this is on my topic. I'm trying not to do it yet.
Sir.
Okay. But yes, that is the problem, Mark. And that is the real reason that we can never come together, because we are greatly divided. There is a great gulf between us and them. And it has nothing to do with Israelite groups. It has nothing to do with, colors. It's something else, Ak. It's something far more deep. And I'll get into that in my topic if you can just let me get rid of these questions so you don't call me at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 in the morning, all the time. All right? Let me just get a few questions and then we'll get to it.
So I'm going to save this.
Save all of that. Save any I.U.I.C related question or comment. We're going to get to all of them. I.U.I.C also, that comment they called us thugs, that was from the I.U.I.C. The I.U.I.C loves to set up fake Facebook pages, and they pretend to be girls, and I bet y'all brothers better get warned.
They're black ops.
Yeah, they're a black ops team. There's a video where the cat said it. Who knows about that video? Raise your hand if you don't know about the video. If you've never heard of the video. Oh, play the video real fast. See?
I got it.
I can't get on to this while you're finding it. They pretend to be women, and they get on your friends list, and they, you heard about that. Hey, Warrior, microphone.
Salaki, so not only did I know about that, when I was in that camp, I was also involved in that too, sir.
Well, why don't you break that down for us?
So
yeah, go ahead, break it down.
You
were in the I.U.I.C in the past. Congratulations on getting the hell up out of there.
Damn right.
Huh?
Stand up.
let me say, it's only if you want to. It's up to you if you want to stand up. If not, you can just speak. It's up to you. I'll leave it to you. Go ahead.
The individual in that video at that time was known as Gadiel. He is now known as Chakma. But him, I, and a few other people, we were involved in the same thing.
So you were in, what was the group called?
What do you mean, sir?
Did it have a name? Like, was it called the Black Ops Group? Or was what did the group do?
What the group would do was make multiple fake accounts to infiltrate different camps, to go ahead and speak to the brothers, to understand their scriptural breakdowns on things, and then bring that back to. And
so sometimes would they make you pretend to be a woman?
Con out of one con.
Damn, that's a rough one. Now let me ask you a question.
Salaki, I was there when they created the NDA, the Non-Disclosure Act.
You were there when say that again?
I was there when they created that, and I know specifically.
Well, break that down for us.
It was created after their so-called number 2, Kanai Gabar, was sitting there whoring women out.
He was whoring women out, but you have to have a marriage license to be married to a woman. But he wasn't. He was still just having sex with her.
What he was doing, he was using women as leverage for other men so that they can get a slice of the pie of their business.
What the hell does that mean?
So let's go say I don't want it. If you had a business,
right,
and I was the number 2, I was Bishop Kanai in I.U.I.C, and I say, you know what, your business is doing great, everything's good. Let me help you go international with your business. Let me bring it everywhere else. Just let me get a piece of that pie.
Let me help it go everywhere else.
Con out of one con.
Okay. Go ahead. Well, hold up, you die. 1 second. Continue up. So how would he explain the woman part?
So what he would do once the person would go ahead and say, "No, I'm doing good. My business is doing good," he'd be like, "Let me know what kind of wife you like. I see you ain't got a wife. Let me know what you like. Do you like them light skinned? You like them dark skinned? You like them, petite? You like them chubby, tall, small? You pick a sister in this camp, and I'll make her your wife."
And in that way, this business owner would give Kanai a part of his business.
Con out of one con.
Ain't that something? And you were there, and you did.
I witnessed it.
Now, how did they explain the whole part about telling you to make a fake account and make yourself a woman? How did they explain that part to you?
So, in terms of that, what was done by the so-called captains within that congregation is that they would go ahead and try to gather intelligence or recon certain things from other camps where they were teaching at.
But I get that. But would they say, listen, you got to pretend to be a woman? You got to make yourself a woman. How did that, meaning, let's say you wanted to be a catfish and get intelligence. So I named myself Joe Smith and I'm interested in learning about the UPK. But saying I'm Tina, that seems to be a step farther.
So they use women accounts because men would be more receptive to talking to women than other men. So if I came off as Tina, whatever, it would be more receptive for certain men than
and coming they would tell you this.
They
would say you should be a woman because men are more likely to accept a woman's friend request. But now here's the problem: how do you maintain that relationship? Meaning you're a woman, he accepts your friend request, then you got to have a talk with him. So what is that like?
So a lot of those.
You gotta get romantic with him.
Break it down.
So a lot of those
Matter of fact,
brothers.
make sure he did not get on camera. I ain't gonna let we ain't gonna never know who said this, brother. Give him a hand. Right. They gonna see you because let me tell you, some people, of course, in their wickedness, they might try to afflict you for your past, but don't let them do that because my past is worse than yours. Please believe that. My past I can't talk about. Okay, the fact you got a past that you can talk about means it's better than mine. Do you understand? So I don't want anyone to think because the brother at one time used to be in the I.U.I.C. doing the kind of filthy things the I.U.I.C. teaches men to do. don't let that cast any aspersions on you, because you were delivered from that.
Right.
And the things that they had you do weren't the kind of things that I did in the world. You
Damn
understand?
right, sir.
So please, come on.
So what they would do is this playful banter and playful flirting
break
kind of
down
thing.
some of that playful banter.
So they would go ahead and talk to the brothers of different camps, whether it be ICGJC, HOI, UPK, Sons of Thunder, several other camps. They would go ahead and pose as women on these social media accounts, go ahead and talk to these brothers and try to figure out where they were camping at, where their headquarters would be at, the type of breakdowns that they have, and just to try to find a weakness or a kink in the chain to go ahead and infiltrate within that camp. And
so what kind of things would you have to say to a brother in the UPK to make him think you're a woman and to open him up to talk?
I wouldn't know. I was never involved in any of the fake accounts garbage, but I was definitely witness to that.
Okay, what kind of things would they say?
They would go ahead and
First of all, the picture would be of who? Where'd you get the picture from?
Just random accounts online,
And
whether
would
it be
the kind of woman that
Instagram.
looked like she was an Israelite or like a sexy woman?
A little bit of both.
A little bit. So she looks kind of, Israelite-y, but still sexy with breasts and, attractive.
Kind of one kind.
And so then you say, hey, I want to be your friend. I want to learn.
Yeah, I was Shamar with them.
Yeah, I was Shamar.
That's what they would say. That's what they would say.
They would say you Howard Shamalifa. And of course, these UPK brothers like, oh shit. Oh snap.
Kind of
so the UPK all over that.
Well, these pigs from I.U.I.C, they definitely go ahead and watch our videos. So I have no doubt that they go ahead and know the salute for women and for the men, so that they can go ahead and pose on either sides, because they do it with men's accounts too.
They do it with men's accounts and they pretend to be women.
And
so they keep up a playful banter. That's the term you use. Like they pretend to be adorable and they like him. He's attractive.
More like naive. They would go ahead and pretend to be like naive, like, hey, I'm new to the truth. Can you teach me? So they would go ahead and tug at the men's heartstrings for that, and they would use that to have men go ahead and teach them.
And how many of them did Asher marry? He married one or two of them? Asher, did you marry? He don't hear me.
I'm trying to look for something.
I was trying to figure out how many of these women did you marry? Asher didn't marry none of these goddamn women.
No, sir.
Give him a hand.
That's right.
Asher said, listen, when we gonna meet? I gotta travel to Europe next week. I gotta go to Europe. So they would playfully banter with brothers in the UPK to get information about them. And damn, and so I'm sure that the brothers that did this in the I.U.I.C believe they were doing God's will. That's a wild thing. And so how did you finally wake up and come out of the world? How did you get out of the I.U.I.C?
I just got too sick and tired of just being quiet at the wickedness that I was watching repeatedly day after day after day. And then once I saw that people were being quiet for Kanai rather than standing up and saying what he's doing was wicked, that was it. And I was like, I'm out of here. And for several months after that, there were men in that camp that were harassing me day in and day out, calling me and knocking on my door and trying to get the carnal spirit in me to go ahead and knock them in their mouth.
With that. I dig that, but you didn't do it.
Well
done. Give him a hand. Okay, I.U.I.C listening. Is he lying? No. Is he telling the truth? What happened? Did this happen? Did you using fake Facebook and friend requests, pretending to be women on a lot of them, playfully banter with men and pretend like you were a delicate girl that wanted to learn? Did you do that? The brother just said he was in the I.U.I.C and he was doing it with you. So is he lying? Say something, man. Say, I know we're thugs, though. We're the thugs. Remember that they called us thugs. Doing things like that, we're the thugs. And I wonder why they use that phrase, thugs. I wonder. Do I have to go pull a video up with this thug word in it? Anybody got a Fox News on their phone? Anyone want to go to Fox News and give me black men being called thugs on Fox News, especially after a cop shoots one of them? So give me a little That's my next montage. I got a montage I'm playing here tonight. That's a good word, montage. I like saying that word. I'm going to play a montage in here tonight. But what time is it, Asher?
It is 8:14, sir.
Okay, I got plenty of time to answer some questions, about 10 more minutes. Okay, I'm getting off the I.U.I.C topic now because we're going to do them in about 10 minutes. Abadia.
So there's a question I asked a while back, like years ago, and what's called, basically you said more than likely that's not the case. Basically, I'll pull it. Moses' father, supposedly the scripture says in English, the sister of his father. But doing my own research, just going back to research my own Hebrew, I ended up looking up that word is literally aunt in Hebrew.
Yeah,
so
there's a few words like that in the Bible. Like who else is like that? Where father is not really father, it's uncle. It's a few words like that. I think with Terah and Abraham, you're jogging my memory. I'd have to confirm with Commanding General Yohana, but yeah, you better look a few of those words up because it doesn't mean the exact familiar connection that we call today.
Because if I may, I think
it might be cousin and uncle. Two different things. Go ahead.
Because if I may, the way you broke it down originally was that father, sister could mean it's another Levite, but if you understand that it's aunt, would it still be in the same vein, or it's a possibility this literally was his?
Okay, I don't even understand. Just when you read that word, if it seems like it's something that contradicts the entire Bible, more than likely your understanding is wrong, and it's not that word.
Right.
I can't recall it now, but it's like you're saying. It's like saying my sister.
Right.
If I say my sister, you could think that means my father's daughter. But my sister could be anyone from my tribe, anyone from my nation, because we call each other sister. You get my point? That's how blacks and Latinos are. If I say, oh, my sister, Saratha, that doesn't mean she's my father's daughter.
Right.
But it means we're from the same tribe. We're close. We're from the same nation. You get my point? So sister all the time in the Bible doesn't mean literally sister. It means close relation. It means a nation, a tribe, something like that. You get the point, all right? You just got to read it, and for the individual cases, you'd have to show them to me so I could break them down, all right? Asher.
Concern.
Go ahead.
Okay, Officer Malakia just said he wanted a general breakdown on 2 Peter's 1 and 2, nothing specific.
Go ahead.
If someone could get the scripture, 2 Peter's chapter 1, verse 12.
Salaki said that's the one I just read.
Okay, we're done with that.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes. This person on YouTube would like a breakdown on 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. Where it says that there be no division among you.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know why do Israelite camps disregard this verse?
Okay, this person is from the I.U.I.C. Now, there shall be no division among you. So does that mean we should join with the Democratic Party? With black Democrats? Have you ever heard of the black Democrats? Oh, there's a ton of them. How about black Republicans? Ask the person that asked this. There shall be no division among you, which means that the I.U.I.C under Commanding General Yohana should come together with the black Republicans, the Latino Republicans, the Latino Democrats. Ask them if that's what that is talking about. While I'm waiting for that answer from someone who is in the I.U.I.C, who's answering this question as if he's not in the I.U.I.C, I'll wait. I'll answer another question. Go ahead.
Concern.
Anything else? 1 second, Levi. Levi, you're up then.
Sir, I have a question out of one in the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 2 and in verse 6, sir. In verse 2, it says, the people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine. I wanted to know what is that light? Is that talking about the
where are we at?
We in Isaiah chapter 9, sir.
That light is the Spirit of Christ that was around in the Old Testament that was ignored then, and that spirit was attempted to be stomped out in the New Testament. Christ said this, here is the condemnation of the world, that light has come into the world, and men prefer darkness rather than light. Light is synonymous with seeing. The Spirit of Christ is how you can see actually what's happening around you. You can see the enemy that is trying to destroy you. You can see the good thing that you think is bad and that you should accept. Our people are in terrible condition not because we're blind. You understand? We don't know. We struggle with understanding things. We don't know right from wrong. Christ came into this world to teach us right from wrong, to teach us, and that is called the light in the Bible. To finally understand. Now you understand. Your father didn't understand. Why? Alcoholism and drug addiction and lust clouded your father's vision. He couldn't see. But then there comes a time, Mark, if the Most High God is with you, then you can see and you understand. Simeon. That's just your tribe, correct? Aparium, Salakia. Aparium, go ahead.
The verse that you mentioned in terms of that would be John chapter 3 and verse 18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth is not condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Because their what was evil?
Because their deeds were evil.
Their thoughts.
Their deeds
Their
were
intentions.
evil. Their deeds were
because
evil.
of what they do. People think they're doing the right thing. People think they're good people. People think we should all come together. We should all unify. But they don't care that the things that they do are evil. And if you come together with that thing, you are evil. Everybody understands. The Spirit of Christ is the light of the world. And when I say the Spirit of Christ, I mean living your life the way that our King lived his life. In these modern times, you find out the puzzle to live like him during your time. You figure it out. And of course, the UPK is here to solve that puzzle for you. Levi.
Sir. And in verse 6, I don't want it to confirm that he's talking about Christ, sir. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
See it, right? It's the next verse, right?
And his name. So a few verses down.
Shalom. It's the Spirit of Christ. Correct. Anything else? And the Spirit of Christ is in the Old Testament. And it was attempted to be stomped out and murdered in the New Testament. I'm fine for now, brother, because of the flask. I'm good to go. Matter of fact, Warrior, I might take a little more time to give you the result. Okay. Do I? I see we don't have those good ice cubes, and we're struggling with that. Hard times. Go ahead, hard time. I.U.I.C. killing our ice trays. How are we gonna make it, Levi? We under attack. Go ahead,
If I may, sir.
Please.
I just wanted to know, because I seen the videos when they had the brothers on the ground and saying that they had a gun. I'm just hoping are those brothers okay?
Those brothers are outstanding. That's not the first time they've been handcuffed. They're fine. Let me tell you, I remember the first time I've been in handcuffs. And this is something I always thought to myself. I always like this part when they have to use two handcuffs. As long as it stays like that, I'm fine. I can't never get so old to where they don't use two handcuffs. I'll go, oh, what, you got one pair of handcuffs on me? Come on now, throw another pair on there, brother. Those men out there, warriors out. You know what I mean? They went out there that day to die for the word of God. Do you understand? They went home and had sex with beautiful women that night. They did not go to jail. They did not get arrested. They were not hurt in any way that's significant to, to meaning anything at all. They went home to have sex with very beautiful women. The I.U.I.C. went home the cowards that they came out there with that day. Right. You get my point. They're fine. Now. Don't worry about them. You're good to go. Just I'm assuming you're a new brother?
Yes, sir.
Is today your first class?
Fourth.
Fourth class. Give him a hand, huh? What you want to do, there's a beautiful, beautiful play. I think it's my favorite play by William Shakespeare. It's called Henry V, right? And in that play, during the speech of St. Crispin's Day, where Henry V said, "You few, you many few, you band of brothers, for though you be so vile, ye that are with me this day are counted my brothers. And they that sit at home alone in England upon their beds will count their manhoods cheap when they hear about what you did today, this day, on St. Crispin's Day." As you watch what the KC4 did out there that day, the men who did not get arrested, the men who would not go out and be in the group of 4 men who would face 30 men, count your manhoods cheap. Do you understand? And as you being a new man in the school, you remember that one day other men will see your work and they will count their manhood cheap compared to you.
Right.
You understand?
Come on, sir.
All right. Asher.
I was gonna say, and let's not forget that they use a tactic that white people do all the time. They try to get black and Hispanic men killed by screaming out, "He has a gun."
The I.U.I.C. are Karens. Right. They're Karens. They said he had a gun. And if you ever one day, brother, the UPK is going to really be able to speak on a high level and be able to solve real problems in America. I think sometimes like about this nonsense with the I.U.I.C. and with fake Israelite groups. And I think about how these groups and trying to come together with these groups is such a distraction to real problems. There are so many people like they call Commanding General Yohana. It's one group that calls Commanding General Yohana, which are the mothers of murdered sons. And there are these sisters, brother, and their slogan is, "We are the group that no one wants to become a member of," because their sons have been murdered here in the streets of America. And there are so many problems like this. And another problem is the gun violence problem. It's a terrible problem in America that Commanding General Yohana has a solution to. The solution. The gun problem in America can be summed up in this simple phrase. It is the elevation and the exaltation of white people's right to own guns, while at the same time you diminish and discourage and vilify blacks and Latinos with guns. Right. You put those two things together, that's your gun violence problem. That's the entire thing. You have white people who are encouraged to get AR-15s, to get more rounds, to get bigger guns, to get everything they can, and they murder everyone because they have the firepower to murder everyone. At the same time, a policeman is going to be able to kill you because someone says he has a gun. Right. Guns are legal in America. Right. But even in your mind as blacks and Latinos, you think, when you watch the news and a cop says, well, he had a gun, even in your mind, you think, well, they might have been justified. That happens, and I know it does, because it comes on Fox News. They say, well, the assailant has a gun. Recently, give me this news story. This happened this week, where this brother got in an argument with some Arab outside of a gas station. You know about that. And he got in an argument, and then the Arab, as he was running away, shot him in the back. And they arrested the Arab. The Arab's defense was, he had a gun. I shot him because he had a gun. The Arab said this because the Arab has TV and the internet. And he knows that the right of non-blacks and Latinos to kill people is elevated in America. They have a right to use their guns, to have guns, to own guns. At the same time, they know if you have a gun, I can kill you. Because I can have an AR-15. But if you have a handgun in your car, I can kill you for it. The Arab killed this brother. Shot him. When the police got there, the Arab gave his defense. He had a gun. He thought that was going to get him off. The police said this: he had a right to have a gun. He was turned around the other direction. We found his gun next to him. He wasn't facing you. And they arrested that Arab. Why? Because when it's not a cop, the law might apply. The law just might apply. But meanwhile, if it's a crooked cop, guess what the cop says? Gun, 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 he has a gun. And then when they shoot you and it comes out on the news, even the newscaster will say, well, he was armed. Damn, there are 6 million people armed in America because guns are legal. Guns are like cell phones. Everyone can have one. If you're not a felon, you can have a gun. Then why is it a defense to kill you for having one? Because here's the gun problem in America. They teach white people out to own bigger and better and more effective guns to kill people. At the same time, they teach white people that you are not allowed to have any. So if you have one, they're going to kill you. That's the kind of thing the commanding general, Your Honor, could solve. But of course, first we have to come together with purple homos who beat black people, create fake accounts, and vilify us. We got to find some way to come together with them and the Nation of Islam. Can't forget them. We got to make sure we come together with them and every other fake Israelite group that were in the UPK in the 90s, left when they were troopers, left when they had no rank, and now they're big muckety muck Yosemite Sam and some other group. So now I got to treat them as if they did anything in the work of the Lord. They kept our Hebrew name when they should have thrown away the Hebrew name we gave them when they joined some fake group. Do you think we allow you to come into this school and keep a Hebrew name that you got from the I.U.I.C? Never. But yet you leave the UPK, keep your Hebrew name, and then you're able to say, I was in the school back in the 90s. Listen to me. I left it, but let's not think about that. This is what we're going to do. We can solve your problems for you, Rob, but we're not thirsty for fellowship. Right. Everybody understands. Questions?
It's 8:30, sir.
8:30. Give me 5 more minutes of questions,
Constantly.
and then we get my video up on the screen, my TikTok. Shout out to Kazak Ahmad. Give him a hand, pre-hand. All right, I'll tell you why later. Go ahead. Any other questions?
Yeah,
line up my I.U.I.C comments from the fake I.U.I.C people who are pretending just to be neutral observers in the chat room. Line them up for me and all the questions pertaining to I.U.I.C or how we're thugs and gangsters. That's what they called us today, gangsters.
Niggers.
Thugs, huh?
Niggers.
Niggers. A bunch of thugs. Also, can anyone find me a clip? Someone had to do a montage of this. Of Fox News calling black people thugs. I know if I pick up my phone, I'm going to find it in 5 seconds. You find it for me. Or reporters, give me a montage of reporters calling black people thugs and gangsters. If not, I'll find it for you. All right. Questions off the topic of the I.U.I.C.
Answer. This person would like a breakdown on Isaiah chapter 14, verses 1 through 3.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 14, 1 to 3.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them.
This is a precept for the kingdom of heaven. Right. This is a bedrock UPK kingdom of heaven scripture rock. This scripture gives you Paciencia y fe. Paciencia y fe. Patience and faith. Right? The Bible says this is the patience and faith of the saints. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Paciencia and faith. Everybody understands. And faith, Salaki. I'll read it for you. Go ahead and read it.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants.
No, I'm sorry. Read it from the top. Is that the top?
Verse 1, sir?
Go ahead. This is someone's question or your question?
No, that's the same scripture, Isaiah 14, sir.
Oh, the brother had a question about it.
Come on, God. You wanted to break down from 1 to 3.
I'll read it. I'll break it down now. Go ahead.
Come on, God. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Who is Jacob? Jacob's name was changed to Israel when he had the courage, the tenacity, and the desire to be blessed by God to wrestle with an angel. The UPK is built on those things. Tenacity, will. He wanted to be blessed, and he was willing to do what for it? Fight for it. It was for you half of Christians out there. He was willing to fight for it. You might call Jacob a gangster. Maybe Jacob was a thug. He fought an angel. Maybe he was a thug. Grab your pearls. He was a thug, that Jacob. He fought an angel, you thug. You gangster. What's wrong with you? You must be a nigger. I ain't no nigger. I ain't no wetback. I came over here with legal papers. Well, Jacob fought an angel ought to be blessed. He thought it was worth it. He thought it was worth it. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Read it again.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. What is mercy? The thing that we pray for every day, brother. The thing that if we don't get, we don't survive here. The Most High's kindness on our tragedy. The Most High looking down at our condition. And instead of saying, you're a deadbeat, you're a former drug addict, you're a former drug dealer, you're homeless, you're poor, you're nothing, you come from the Bronx. Instead of the Most High saying that, he looks down on you with pitiful eyes and decides to help you because without his help, you won't survive. That's what Israel is praying for. That mercy is coming to Israel. That mercy is coming to Jacob. Keep going.
And will yet choose Israel.
And he will what?
Yet choose Israel.
What's that word I need? Choose. See, that's life. Right? The Most High could choose anyone. Right? The God of the Christian church chose white people. I think that's obvious. The God of the Arabs chose the Arabs. He chose them. The Christian God, the Christian deity chose white people to be the number one people on the planet Earth. And they went about with guns and swords and bombs and weapons to fulfill their God's will of manifest destiny. For them to simply rule the world as their God wanted them to, the God of the Arabs, right? Chose Fatima to be married to Muhammad, and with her riches, they went and to kill any Arab that would not worship this black stone that they believe was Allah. Then they went to work out the manifest destiny of the Arabs to rule the world. And they made Saudi Arabia. They made Yemen. They made Iraq. They made the entire Arab world. Their God chose the Arabs. Here's the good news. That Bible that everyone has and everyone reverences, that Bible is the book of the God of Israel. Right. And he chose niggers. Right. He chose spicks, wetbacks, savages, redskins. He chose the poor of this world. He chose you and I and our fathers and our mothers. He chose us on welfare. He chose us eating welfare cheese and powdered milk. Who knows what the hell I'm talking about? I know you know. Every goddamn hand went up in the room with that powdered milk. He chose you, Uck. He chose you. And I thank him for his mercy. I thank him for his mercy. Continue.
and set them in their own land.
And set them in their own land. What's our land? Jerusalem, the Middle East, the Fertile Crescent, the Garden of Eden. Right. That's our land. And this is the prophecy that we're all working towards. And set us in our own land. Keep going.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
But we're not alone in our heaven. And guess what? White people and the Arabs, they were not alone in their heaven, were they? They took somebody with them into South Carolina, into Washington, D.C., into Alabama, into Great Britain, into Trinidad, into Haiti. They weren't alone. They took someone with them into these lands. Well, when the kingdom of heaven gets there, the kingdom of heaven is for Israel, but we're not going there alone. We need some help. You understand that? White people needed help in Trinidad, didn't they? White people needed help in Canada. They needed help in your land, right? Haiti, they needed help in your land, Asher, did they not? Where are your people from again?
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Oh, they needed help in Ecuador, right? How else could they pillage them of every potato and every drop of corn in Ecuador? They needed help. We're going to get help in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to get some help. Keep going.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
What does the word cleave? Alexa ain't here. What does the word cleave mean? Attach. To attach yourself to cleave. These people who come with us, they're attached to us. They're attached to us. Weren't we attached to someone? We used to live in the attic. We used to live in the basement. We used to call the master Big Daddy. That's what we called him. Big Papa. That term Big Papa is what we used to call white slave owners. Big Papa, can I get us some bread? Big Papa, can I get some meat? That's what down south, that's a name from down south that you would call the white slave master. Big Daddy and Big Papa. We referred to him like he was our father, right? And he called us boy, like he was our father. Come here, boy. Get over here, boy. Come eat, boy. We were attached to them in their heaven, and they're going to be attached to us in our heaven. They're going to be attached to us, cleaving to us, holding on to us. Keep going.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
And the people shall take them. Who are the people? Who are the people? The people of New Jerusalem. The people are the Israelites. We're the people of the land. But we're going to take them and put them in their place. That's an old school term. You brothers might not know what that term means, to put someone in their goddamn place. You need to get put in your place. See, white people are out of their place. Right. Arabs are out of their place. Right. When the kingdom of heaven gets there, we're going to put them in their place. Everybody understands. Continue.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
The house of Israel shall what?
Possess.
Shall work with them.
Possess.
Shall come together with
possess.
them. Shall be fellowship thirsty with them. Shall possess them. Now listen, you could hear this and go, this is the most evil thing ever. This is racist. No, it is not. If this is racist, then America is racist. Because this is how America began, and this is how it works today. Now, God bless America as the greatest country on earth. It's the most wonderful place on earth. And the Lord God will see fit to make even a greater country. Except this time, the poor people will be in charge and the rich people will be the slaves. Why is that so wrong? I don't even get why it's a problem. It's not like anything is happening now. We're not committing crime. We're not doing anything at all other than praying. So why is this a problem? The next kingdom to rule the earth will have its number one industry, its number one commodity, be slaves. Guess what? That's how this country got great. Why is that an issue? I don't get why it's even controversial. I don't get it. There's an old saying, you can look this up in your phone. There's an old saying, if you don't like illegal immigration, There's one easy way to stop it. Don't eat. Now go Google what I just said, and you'll see the videos that come up in your phone. Because America is abundant with food, and Bolivia. Give me an old European. Russia. They have bread lines, and have had bread lines since the 80s, where you have to stand in line to get bread, stand in line to get a pair of blue jeans. In Bolivia, give me Romania. What is this country? Croatia. Terrible to get food in Croatia. There's a photographer that filmed orphanages in, is it Romania? Look up this famous photographer that filmed orphanages. I want to say it begins with a B. Bulgaria. Say again?
Bulgaria.
You on to it.
Belarus?
I don't know. Look up a famous photographer. Damn it, I don't know. Look up a famous photographer that filmed orphanages in Romania, Bolivia. Not Bolivia. It's a white country. Bulgaria, something. Some old Soviet Union place.
Salaki, sir, is it Bulgaria?
Say again?
Bulgaria?
Yes, Bulgaria. Show me the pictures up on the screen. This is Bulgaria. All white country, one race lives there. They have no food. They have no strawberries as big as this goddamn microphone. You go in a damn supermarket in America, it's strawberries as big as this microphone. Apples of every kind. Rice. You don't like illegal immigration? You don't like illegal aliens? You don't like immigrants? Stop eating. And then we won't have any need. But other countries in Europe, in Eastern Europe, where you're standing in line to get potatoes, standing in line to get bread, they don't have La Raza there. Right. They don't have the Mexicans. They don't have the Puerto Ricans. They don't have the South and Central Americans. So they don't have food. And that's how it works. And if you hate Mexicans so much and you want to ban them from being in the country and you hate so-called Latinos, just stop eating food, Doc, and you won't need them here. America is great because it subjugates Israelites into slavery and it makes them work for almost no money. And that's why we have supermarkets that everyone can go in and get strawberries as big as this microphone and bring them home, and bags of apples. You look at the apple like, I don't hate this apple. This apple is terrible. Throw it away. Get another goddamn apple. You have it? Let me see it's an orphanage. It's black and white pictures. These kids are sick and terrible enough, but not these. Go ahead.
I think it was Romania. I found
Let me see Romania. It's an orphanage. First, find me the video because I got to get my topic right after this. Yes, this is it. Let me see look at that nigga, that one right there. Look at him. God damn. Where is this at? Romania. This photographer, this is in the 90s. Went over to Romania. Orphanage in Romania is in hell. That little white baby is in hell. They have no food, nothing, and no one gives a damn about him at all. Why? Because his masters are cruel. Those cruel masters rule the planet. Right. They rule every place. White people, you should want blacks and Latinos to rule the coming kingdom. Right. Because we will be more kind than your fathers. Right. We'll be better. We would never, do you think, Jesus, look at this motherfucker. This is a orphanage in Romania. Look at them. White people, accept your black and Latino overlords. Right. Accept us with open arms and love, because we will be kind to you. Right. We will feed you and help you. Why do you fight our love? We reach out to you to love you and care for you, and you reject us for this? You want white people to rule white people? You shouldn't. You'll have Russia. You'll have America. You'll have Romania. You'll have the Ukraine. You'll have that. Show them some more. Look at the ones all piled up on that. Look at that. Show them the ones with that old crying one. Look at terrified. Look at that one. There's one. So look at this here. Look at this here. That's what you want. You like that. White people, let us be in charge. Stop fighting us. We're going to feed you every day. You're going to get so much food. It's going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy to be ruled by a nigger and a spick. You'll be so ecstatic about it. You are too cruel to be in charge. Right. We're kind. We're generous and giving. Let us rule. Why are you fighting us on this? You know what the world is like. Give me some more pictures of them Romanians. You know what the world is like when white people rule. He'll kill everyone. He'll starve everyone. America is only prosperous because of slavery. That's it. Take slavery away, you have Russia. You got the Ukraine. You got Romania. And you got no bread and no potatoes. You got little old ladies with a little rag around their head saying, please, please give me some bread. Come on.
They called this one the bastard nation.
Jesus Christ. I'm still missing that first one where the one was just in so much agony. I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible as it could be. Look at it. Look at him right there. Listen, I need 35 cents from all of you. Get it together. Today. We putting up 35 cents for this little devil right here. Okay, enough is enough. Y'all can save the dogs, then you can save that little white boy. If he was a dog, y'all all be giving money to him. I want to help white people. I want to give them 35 cents a day. I want to fix their orphanages and fix their economic problems. I want to help them, but I can't help them from being a drug addict in the ghetto. I can't help them like that. So I need to raise myself up out of the condition of slavery so I can make them slaves. Then we will have heaven on earth. That's what this scripture is talking about. You can finish it if you want to read it.
Kananawakan, sir.
Go ahead.
It's on 8:50, sir.
Now it's time. Last one.
The house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Yeah, that's heaven now. That's heaven. It's going to be a beautiful place for white people to live, for Chinese people to live, taken care of, fed. They're going to have to work hard. They're going to have to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. Right. Get an education. That's right. But if they work hard, they will get to find kind Latinos to be their bosses. I don't see why there's a problem. Clap it up. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the I.U.I.C for the rest of the class, and nothing else. Okay, the I.U.I.C hates black people, right? Give me the comments online. And let's see if we can find a common thread through all the comments. Anyone have my Fox News thing I asked for yet? No go?
Nah, sorry. I found something different about the new reporters calling us thugs.
Mm-hmm.
I found something different. I have
Let
it
me see
here.
what I can find for you. Give me the comments from people online. Fake Israelites in the chat room, I.U.I.C. You can ask your questions now. I'm ready now, right?
Conta. So the first comment I have here is that the Most High has soldiers in his army, not gangsters.
Wait a minute. I'm assuming he's talking about Commanding General Yohana's men, right? The I.U.I.C. He's saying this is a man. Is he pretending to be a woman?
Most likely, that's what I.U.I.C does.
Okay, damn. Okay, there's so many videos of this, right? Okay, hold up. Let me find this thug thing first, real fast. Okay.
So I have something along the lines that you want.
If you think it's pertinent, if not, I'll just break it down.
Concert.
You call it, all right? The I.U.I.C, of course, everyone knows about the issue that the I.U.P.K. had recently with the I.U.I.C. The I.U.I.C had about 30 people. They sent them out to Kansas City, Missouri. They knew that the I.U.P.K. would be there. So because of that, they brung 30 men out to that camp. Then during that speaking, they attempted to steal one of our chairs, to take one of our chairs. Of course, Officer Malak is no coward. Right. So having 30 people meant nothing to him. He refused to allow his chair to be stolen. What brothers would let anybody take anything from them at all, ever? Don't go to prison. Y'all guess you'll give them the honey buns in prison, won't you? You'll give them the Cheetos in prison. Will you hand over your chi-chis in prison, your oodles and noodles? Will you hand them over? Shemaya, you don't seem like you give up your oodles and noodles in prison. I'm talking to Yonkers.
Oh, no.
Connecticut. Will you give up your cheese, your chi-chis, your oodles and noodles in prison? Will you say, listen, it's only a cup of noodles? Will you hand it over? Nah, that's not something we're ready to do. We're not handing over anything. You ain't taking a tasty cake out of our room. Nothing at all.
Tasty cake.
Nothing. You're taking nothing from us. Why? Because the minute you allow some man to take the smallest thing from you, to violate you, you cease to be a man. And then every other man is free to treat you like you're not a man. That's what happened to the house of David. You don't even know who the house of David is. No. The house of David at one time was a fake Israelite camp. And the I.U.I.C went down to Beale Street in New Orleans. And the house of David, their leader's name was Barak at that time. He left the truth 1,000 years ago, right? And this same member from the I.U.I.C who's on this tape I'm going to play, he went over to him and he said, you keep talking about Bishop Nathaniel. And Barak said, you mean Nathaniel? The guy said, no, you better call him Bishop Nathaniel. Right. Barak said, Bishop Nathaniel. The I.U.I.C later made a video calling them the bullies of Beale Street. Right. The Beale Street bullies. And that's it for Barak. You let somebody take your chair, not in here, not in here. Right. You can't have our oodles of noodles, our ramen, or honey bun. Nothing. You can't have it up. Listen, it's like the movie Life. We're gonna kill you over that biscuit. That's our biscuit. You give that nigga your cornbread, so what's the lockdown? You gonna have to kill us over this cornbread. If you give that nigga your cornbread, finish it. Come on. You're going to be clipping his toenails and washing his drawers. Nah, we keeping this cornbread up. Damn that. You can't have this cornbread. You can't have that chair. You can't have that speaking corner. It's ours. If a brother from the Israelite school of UPK puts his feet down on a spot, it's yours. That's right. It's yours. Commanding General Yohana has rules and protocols before we ever go step on a street corner. You know how many steps we go through before we go speak on the street out? How long does it take before you can speak on the street? Kadas, are you here? I saw him earlier. But when you see a camp spot and you actually get to go speak there, how long does it take usually? 6 to 8 weeks. That's a fact. When we verbally say we want to speak there, it's 6 to 8 weeks before we ever go out there, because it goes through our system that Commanding General Yohana is serious about keeping. Right. But when that 8 weeks is up, it's ours. That's right. We're not leaving. The next week so then they assaulted us, arrested us, told the cops we had guns. The next week, they brought out 200 men and they put guards in front of their building, assuming that we would come and attack them at their building in Kansas City. And they brought out 200 people, 10 minutes away from where we speak. Commanding General Yohana sent out how many men? The KC-4. Right. The exact same 4. Right. Listen, brother. There were men in Kansas City that had slaveries that day, the day that they attacked us. He didn't let them go out the next week. They had to stay home. There were a van load of men in a house who were just waiting to eat cake and drink liquor with the brothers when they came back from camp. That's right. You know I'm telling the truth. That's you can just call them. Right? And they went to Kansas City and they were just sitting in the house waiting until these 4 men came back from camp. Just call them. Just ask them about it. We could have sent God knows how many men. We sent the 4. We had other men in a house waiting till they got home. We made them a cake and got liquor. And we were just going to drink with them after camp. But 4 men went out to the camp the next week. The I.U.I.C brought out 200 people and guarded their school. I hope that made them feel safe. I hope they felt protected. If you can't go out in the street with 2 people, you're in the wrong place. Right. The Israelite School of UPK, brother, we went out in the street with 2 people. 2. That's how this thing got started. A reader and a speaker. That's where we come from. All of us have done it. And those of you that haven't, you will. That's right. You will. I've done it. I've done it with Commander General Yohana sent me out to speak in Philly, brother. I was the reader and he sent me out with a speaker. And the Muslims attacked us and stole our Islam is a rock sign. And it was the greatest day I've ever been through. It made me. It was one of those things that created me because they circled us. They threatened to kill us. They told us if we said Islam was a rock one more time, they were going to kill us. And we kept saying it. And they went and snatched our sign and ran down the street. And I went to run after them. And the officer over me put his hand on my chest and stopped me. And he said these words. He said, don't chase them. He said, just speak. Keep speaking. And I began to speak on Islam, brother, from a place that I live at now. I live in that place now. All right. If you're not willing to go out alone, then you should not go out. If you need 200 men to go out, you should not be out. If you need overwhelming numbers to be safe, then you should never be safe because there is no safety in numbers.
Right.
You're not safe. Come on.
Count your masculinity cheap.
Count your manhood cheap, like in Shakespeare. Correct. Correct. Okay, so that's what happened. So now, since then, the I.U.I.C has been making tapes about us. They made a whole tape where they on purpose tagged ISUPK headquarters. Right. This very school we're in right now. And they said, come into our class so we can work things out. So we can work things out because they wanted to work things out with us. So they had a whole class the next week where they tagged ISUPK headquarters because they wanted us to come into the class to work things out. Of course, we didn't show up. Right. As if we would come in there and work anything out with them. When the Muslims call, do we answer? When the Christians call, do we show up for fellowship? We don't. Right. We're going to meet you on the field and nowhere else. You want to see us? We're out on the street corners. We're on the internet. You can come in this class tonight. You can walk in the door of our classes. We'll let you in with that purple gay shit on and everything. We'll let you come right in the school and sit down and we can have it. We can do it. But as far as some meeting about coming together out, I guess we're too gangster for all of that. Right. I guess we're too much of a thug for all of that. Then tonight in this class, Asher came to me and told me we have these comments. Read those comments.
The Most High has soldiers in his army, not gangsters.
See, the I.U.I.C, they're soldiers. What are you, though? You're a gangster. Now, let me ask you a question about soldiers. What makes us gangster? I.U.I.C, take this in real fast. What makes us gangster? How are we gangsters? Give me the other comment about the thugs.
It says, hold on one second.
See me one. Oh, shit, I got it right here. Go ahead.
It says, this is from someone called Azariah.
Azariah, that's from the I.U.I.C.
The thug of ISBK hate black people.
These thugs in the... I'm fine, warrior. What makes us thugs and gangsters? Can I.U.I.C or somebody who's not really an I.U.I.C but just as a independent arbiter, can you type in there and tell me what makes us thugs and gangsters? I'll give you 15 seconds. What makes the ISUPK thugs and gangsters? What makes us thugs and gangsters? Because tell me about this brother. Give the brother the microphone who used to be in the I.U.I.C. What happened during the Joy Morgan thing? Was you there for that whole thing? Or were you there for that? You were gone by then. Okay, what? Because the I.U.I.C actually murdered a girl in London. They killed her. But we're gangsters and thugs, however. The I.U.I.C actually shot a transgender in the face. What city was that in? Down south? It was Memphis. The I.U.I.C actually pulled out a gun. The I.U.I.C member went on a date with a transgender. It's in the court documents.
It was a white male transgender.
I did not even know that. You see that? The swirl. They're swirling.
But sir, and it was after the deed was done.
After it's finished.
After the deed was done. Did he get arrested in his purple shirt too?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He was wearing it when he saw
The I.U.I.C member, an I.U.I.C member had sex with a transgender man, what we called in my day trannies. Had sex with the man/woman of your own, whatever your persuasion is. And then afterwards, they sat down to have a nice post-coitus meal. And then he went into the bathroom, came out and said, "Die, transgender," and shot the transgender in the face. The transgender was flabbergasted. He didn't understand. He didn't know where all this came from. He like, where? I thought we were made sweet love. Where all this come from? That's him. That's him. Now, you murdered a girl in London. You shot a transgender in the face after having sex with him in Memphis. How are we thugs? How are we gangsters? I'm going to tell you why. Because the I.U.I.C are a bunch of crooked cops. And crooked cops are racist against their own people. Right. They don't look at you and I as the same as them. You and I are niggers, thugs, gangsters. And because we're thugs and gangsters, they can kill us. They can shoot us because we're gangsters. We're thugs. We're gangbangers. You brothers that are Latinos, you better watch out for this because I'm from the tribe of Judah and this has already happened to me. But I see that they're attempting to make every Latino a cartel member, right? A gangbanger. I see it happening. Every last Latino, the minute a Latino comes on TV and takes off his shirt, he's a cartel member. They're doing that so that when the cops pull you over, a crooked cop can murder you. And no one is going to even ask him why. Why? Because he had a gun. Because he's in the cartel. Because he had tattoos. Because he looks tough. And looking tough is going to mean a cop can kill you. Just tonight in this class, someone from the I.U.I.C said, God has an army, not gangsters. Why are we gangsters? And let me ask you another question. What do armies do? Right. Anyone want to answer? They kill people. Armies kill people. They're right now in the Ukraine killing everybody. They go over to Iraq and kill hundreds. One person just kills 50 people. 100, one sniper, man, kills what, 50 people? What are we, gangsters? And we've killed no one. Stole from no one. Robbed no one. Then what makes us gangsters and them soldiers? Why are we thugs? What makes us thugs? Thug is the word that got Donald Trump elected. That word, thug. Thugs and gangsters are coming into our country. Mexico is sending thugs and gangsters over here. The word thug got Donald Trump elected, painting every Latino as a thug and a gangster. Give me what Donald Trump said about the Mexicans that launched his political career. When he said they're sending rapists, they're sending thugs, they're sending gangsters. White people painting us all to be thugs and gangsters are what they use to kill you when you're in your car. And they're not going to get arrested. So I'm going to ask you the last question. What makes the UPK thugs and gangsters, and what makes soldiers better than thugs and gangsters? Anyone want to know? What makes us thugs and gangsters? Who wants to answer my question? Shalala Yala.
Because we go against the system.
That's not good enough. Add this last simple part. Because, of course, Asher, what'd you tell me earlier about we're thugs because of what?
We're black.
I'm sorry. We're thugs because we listen to rap music. Our music is rap music. But if a white boy listens to headbanger rock and roll, heavy metal that says murder your mother, kill your father, he's not a thug. He's never a thug. He's never a gangster. But we're thugs and gangsters. Why are we thugs and gangsters? Because we're black and Latino. That's it. Because they look at us and we are unapologetically black and Latino. We're gangster. And we haven't shot anybody in the face. Right. And we haven't murdered any girls. Right. But we're thugs and gangsters because we're black and Latino. You don't think I'm telling the truth? Watch my TikTok. Put it up on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Now this.
There you go, Westminster Police Department.
I'm sorry. What's this here?
The TikTok that you wanted.
I don't even remember this one. Break this one down to me.
This was the female cop.
I don't know what this is. I don't even remember. Is it good? Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
How you like it? So give me the one I did. It's on my TikTok page.
Did you send it to me, sir?
No, I did not.
Okay, select it.
Hold on.
I'll play this in the meantime, sir.
There you go, Westminster Police Department.
Did you hear what
Did you guys call? Yeah. Did you? Okay.
I do like.
Can I get a driver's license from you guys?
Am I driving?
Okay, so what is it that you guys are doing?
That's none of your business. Are you gonna sodomize me or something?
This is what everyone is afraid of. This is some Latino brothers up who are behaving like they have rights. And this is the greatest fear of white people, that Latinos will come to this country and not just be the scared people picking oranges, the scared people in Puerto Rico, the scared people running from immigration, but they will consider themselves equal to white people. And that is the great fear that white people have of Latinos. This is a cop that came over to harass some Latinos, and look at what they told her. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
There you go, Westminster Police Department.
Did you hear what
Did you guys call? Yeah. Did you? Okay. Can I get a driver's license from you guys?
Am I driving?
Okay, so what is it that you guys are doing?
That's none of your business. Are you gonna sodomize me or something that you put in all your gloves?
Let's go. Tonight.
That's what I thought. Walk away.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Be a tyrant.
Yeah. You ain't got nothing. You got nothing, huh? That's called a walk of shame, daughter.
Walk of shame.
Walk of shame.
Bye, mama.
So this is Westminster. She got her gloves again. That popo.
It's a tyrant right here.
So you're closing the street for nothing?
This is the worst tyrant I've seen in the city.
Okay.
What a disgrace to the department.
So anyways, can I help you, man? Are you gonna do a cavity check on me or something? All right, this is Westminster Police Department. You're light, so think twice what you're gonna do.
That's what you need up. They want Latinos to come here illegally. They want you to. Don't ever think that they would rather that you come here illegally so they can pay you 90 cents an hour to pick oranges, and so you can feel you have no rights, and so we can all have supermarkets that we can all eat out of because of your labor. They don't want you to actually look them in the eye. They don't want that, which is why all of us have to work together to help the Latinos become legal, to help them have rights, to help them be able to look those goddamn gringos in the eye. Give me the video. I did a TikTok video today. How can I send it to you today? It's on my page, my TikTok page and my Facebook page. Now, I'm going back to the I.U.I.C. if I could for 1 second. The I.U.I.C. hate black people. Why? Because the I.U.I.C. are started by a group of corrupt cops who came into the UPK attempting to infiltrate the UPK, but instead, all they could do is peel off the weak and create an organization that hates blacks and Latinos. That one. Yes. I'm going to prove to you that they hate black people. They can't stand black people. Just like every corrupt cop hates black people. General Hazayam was a cop for 1,000 years. He never had any complaints against violating someone's civil rights for years. Oh my God, what was it, 12 years? Never. Not one. Because he went to work every day with a conscience. With a conscience. There are police officers in the UPK right now who go to work every day with a conscience, with a conscience, with morality. That job does not have to be done illegally. Right. White people make you think that being a cop means you have to do it by violating people's rights, by being abusive. You don't. It is simply what white oppression makes you think you have to do. Here's my affirmation that the I.U.I.C. abuses black people because they hate black people. Right. Play.
Yes, sir.
Brothers and sisters, this is General Mahayaman. Did you know that there is a group of so-called Hebrew Israelites that hate black people? They're called the I.U.I.C. They wear all purple. They're a coalition of crooked cops, and they hate black people. Can you imagine that? Check this out.
Who this nigga up on that nag? Who this nigga on that nag? This nigga here? Just who the hell is this nigga? I don't know why I got to take lip off this nigga. You brought a nigga to stay in the big house.
Man, I say nigga in the most derogatory term that there is. Niggas.
Niggers.
Niggers. We not niggas here. That's we move as a godly camp and not as niggas. You dealing with niggas.
If we was niggas, them brothers could have really got hurt.
You niggas is unproductive. I know niggas do what niggas do. Oh, you ignorant niggas. You dealing with a nigga. He's only intelligent to a nigga. Niggas will lie, steal, and kill.
That nigga the mess.
Like I said, it be niggas. And they mind, yeah, man, I'm the hardest nigga on the block, the corner, nigga. Nigga-ish.
They could have said, put your teeth on the curb, niggas.
Yeah. There's always a nigga in the way.
You will, man. We dealing with niggas.
What kind of unproductive nigga think like this, man?
A nigga.
A nigga.
I'm having a fit just watching all the niggerdom.
I take a break from the niggatry. You notice there's always a nigga.
Niggas.
Niggas do that.
These niggas don't know nothing.
You dealing with niggas.
Nah, nigga, now you gotta get dealt with. Niggas! I'd be damned if I'm gonna let a group of niggas. Where the niggas at, nigga?
You know, it's too bad you didn't get him. Be one less nigga out here in the streets we have to worry about.
I hate little motherfuckers like you. Niggas, you ain't shit.
There is a color issue within law enforcement altogether.
Even among black cops.
Yeah, because they're cops.
Because they're cops.
This is a mindset.
It seemed to be just 5 cops who wanted to wail on a guy for no apparent reason. If that kid had been white, would they have not done that?
No, they wouldn't have. Period. We all know that. There is a color issue within law enforcement altogether.
Even among black cops.
Yeah, because they're cops.
Because they're cops.
This is a mindset.
Give Kazak Ahmad and let me tell you, I sent brothers to go through the I.U.I.C. tapes and go through every video that they have where they are talking about niggers as if they were white and it was racist. I only could put this up. I have 20, 30 minutes of this in my phone. Because the I.U.I.C., they think like the Klan. And this is what I got to understand. I.U.I.C. in the chat, come on, help me with this. What is a nigger? Right. What is that? Okay, you play the beginning of the clip again. Brothers and point, Brooklyn. 1 second. Go ahead. Sisters, this is General Mahayaman. Did you know that there is a group of so-called Hebrew Israelites that hate black people? They're called the I.U.I.C. They wear all purple. They're a coalition of crooked cops, and they hate black people. Can you imagine that? Check this out.
Who this nigga up on that nag? Who this nigga on that nag? This nigga here? Just who the hell is this nigga? I don't know why I got to take lip off this nigga. You brought a nigga to stay in the big house.
Man, you say nigga in the most derogatory term that there is. Niggas.
Niggers.
Niggers. We not niggas here. Now we move as a god.
Say nigger in the most derogatory term. We're not niggers here. This is all I want to know. Help me. Don't let me go home without knowing this. What is a nigger? What is that? What are you talking about? I know you're not a nigger, and we are niggers. That's right. What does that, let them answer. What does that mean? I.U.I.C, they're listening. Just tell me, what does that mean? I'm a nigger. You're not a nigger. What in the hell is a nigger? I'm just asking you that. Like, just tell me, what does that mean? We're niggers. You're not niggers. I thought we were the same. I thought you were black, Latino. I'm black and Latino. What does nigger mean? Because clearly the I.U.I.C says we are niggers. They're not niggers. Remember the part where he said nigger, E-R. Right. Nigga, put your teeth on the sidewalk. He said that. What the hell is that? Is that what he's done to black people that he's pulled over? Right. Has he got them out their car and said, nigger, put your teeth on the curb? What is a nigger? No one in here answer. This is not something you can answer for me. I need to know what is a nigger to the I.U.I.C. Because play it again. Skip. You just give me the part where the I.U.I.C is talking.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. They're in the chat room. Why don't you run your purple mouth now? Right. What is a nigger? Hurry up, because I got to break this precept.
Man, I say nigga in the most derogatory term that there is. Niggas.
Niggers.
Niggers. We not niggas here. And we move as a godly camp and not as niggas. You dealing with niggas. And we was.
They are a godly camp. They're not niggers. We are niggers. What are we? What is that? What does that mean? And I'll give them 5 seconds. Come on, I.U.I.C. Show some courage. Fight through this. Just tell me what a nigger is. I got 30 minutes of you saying this on tapes about everybody. See, that's a nigger camp. There is a bunch of niggers over there. We not niggers in here, but they're niggers over there. We not niggers. They are niggers. They act like niggers. They talk like niggers. They doing stuff like niggers. That's some nigger shit. What is a nigger? What does that mean? What are you talking about? I'm just asking. Anything, Asher?
I had one person saying, "Fight the enemy, not your brother."
Here we go. All I'm asking is this, brother. What is a nigger? What is that? What is a nigger? That's not in this room. I said that before. Oh, I'm good to go. What is a nigger? Come on.
So you was talking about putting the teeth on the concrete.
Yeah.
No, that referring to, it was a movie that called American X, when a neo-Nazi guy told a black man to put his teeth on the concrete, and he stomped on the back of his neck to kill him.
Are you kidding?
That's that reference was from.
Are you joking?
Come. Curb stomp. Curb stomp. From neo-Nazis.
The neo-Nazis is called curb stomping. Nate is saying that finally it's time to curb stomp these niggers.
That's what it is.
Play a little more of the video. I'm waiting, I.U.I.C. Hold your point. I'm waiting, I.U.I.C. for some answers. I only got about 5 more seconds.
Niggas, them brothers could have really got hurt. You niggas is unproductive. I know niggas do what niggas do. You ignorant niggas. You dealing with a nigga. He's only intelligent to a nigga. Niggas will lie, steal.
Stop. Just imagine him being white. This is racist. This is racist. It's racist against niggers. But I still don't know what in the hell a nigger is. I know we're niggers because the I.U.I.C said we're niggers. They said we're not niggers, meaning the I.U.I.C, they're not niggers. I believe them, and they're not niggers. But I know I'm a nigger. I know we're niggers, every last one of them. Raise your hand if your mother around your house said that's some nigger garbage, and niggers do something like that. Now, everyone has their hands, even people who are not from the tribe of Judah. Right? Sister, how about you? You never heard that word growing up around the house. Oh, that's a big word going up around a lot of, you got to grow up in America. Man, your family was, come on. Negro. What they say growing up? Give it a microphone. Go ahead. What did they say?
Like what they said about?
Yeah, around the house.
Don't do that. Eso es negro. Negros hacen eso.
Okay, so this
Black
is your
people.
family. So they're saying, don't do that. Negro. Say that word.
Negros hacen eso.
Negros hacen eso, which means what?
Black people do that.
Black people do that. And so what does that mean? You know, what things did black people do?
So when we were younger, we would like want to hang out on the porch and stuff, and they wouldn't. They said that we couldn't
Because negros hacen eso. Right? Negros hacen eso. They hang out on the porch.
Yeah.
Her Asher, break that, give her a hand. The water. Go ahead. Asher, what they say about negros hacen eso in your house? Go ahead, Ash. Give Asher the microphone. Let's see your
like, sir, I was different. My dad was the Asherite, and I grew up with my mom who was Ephraimite. So they were all black in my family. So
did you hear the term?
Yeah, it was.
Break it down.
It was
What'd
just
you
the
hear?
same thing.
It was what I heard around my house.
It was the same thing. Sir.
Okay, now if you're from the tribe of Judah and you heard this around your home, that's some nigger shit. Stop acting like a nigger. Niggers do this. Niggers do that. Raise your hand. Now, tell me what you heard. Come on.
If I may, sir, being from the tribe of Levi, sir, and I have my cousins who grew up here, they are also so-called Haitian in the eyes of my family. And I remember when I was coming here, my mother, she trying to train me. Don't behave like these niggas. Speaking about my cousins.
Speaking about your cousins who were from here.
Haitians, not but
so they're Haitians, but they're raised here.
They were born here.
So they were niggers.
They're niggers.
Who else wants to raise it? Ephraim in the back. You had your hand up? Go ahead. Give Ephraim the microphone. Go ahead.
Concert. Growing up in Brownsville back in the 90s, and it was the same thing. Like my mom was like, "Don't be like these ignorant niggas outside."
Now, here's the wildest thing in the world when I hear this. What is a nigger? What does that mean? Okay, because let me just explain to you what nigger is for time's sake. Negro, like your family. What tribe are you, sister? Asher, your family from where? Ecuador. Negro means black, right? So are they saying don't be black? Don't act black? Black is a color. Right. So what does that mean? Black. I'm trying to walk you down the road. This was happening right now. I'm walking you down the road. They cannot mean don't be black. Don't be the color negro. So what are they talking about? Anyone from the I.U.I.C? Any chat room comments?
No, sir.
All right, Ephraim in the back. Go ahead.
It sounds like what I've heard white people say in a video of this white girl that went viral a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? When the white girl said, "We love black people, we hate niggas."
Oh God, how did I forget this video?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Asher, find me. Oprah Winfrey went to Forsyth, Georgia. The most racist country in America, the most racist town in America. And some white man perfectly crystallized this term. You see, let me explain to you. The word negro or nigger means black. But over time, because of the abuse of white people, that term does not mean black anymore. It doesn't just mean black. Here's the truth of the matter. We're all niggers. Right. If you're from Ecuador, if you're from Mexico, if you're from Puerto Rico, We're all niggers because they consider all of us black because we're darker than them. You get my point? If you're Puerto Rican, you're darker than a white man. And they can look at you, go over to Spain. That brother that played Aquaman on that movie, not Aquaman, in the Black Panther movie, the recent Black Panther, Namor. This brother played Namor in Black Panther Part 2. And there were protests and hatred in Mexico because he was too dark. You know about that, sister. Give it a microphone. Now, you've seen Namor. He's what Judah would call light skin. Yeah. But he was dark skinned to a Spaniard, to a white man, sister.
Yeah, in Ecuador, I'm considered too dark.
Yeah, she's too dark. She's get her on the screen because she's so beautiful. But Bunyamin's wife. She's absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. She's considered that's House of Hobbs.
The other one.
That's House of Hobbs red. But of course, in Ecuador, you are just a nigger. You're dark, too dark, and meaning what? Darker than the Spaniards, darker than white people, Asher.
I have people that I currently live with that are darker than me who are Asherites, and they say don't be like a nigger.
Right.
And I look at them all the time, and I'm like, what?
What the hell? It doesn't. If you try to understand it, it'll confuse you.
Yes.
Let me free you up. Nigger means black. Right. White people consider anybody black who is darker than them. What else should that free you up? Every Hispanic, every Latino, you are allowed to say nigger because you're a nigger.
That's right.
Use it. Use the term nigger liberally. As much as I use it or anyone else use it, you can use it. But use it as a term of love. That's right. And connection with each other. We're all niggers. Right. Being a nigger is a beautiful thing. That's right. It's outstanding. We're all hated. We're all hated. We're all ostracized, and we're all niggers. Every last 12 tribe is a nigger. All of us are spics. All of us are wetbacks. All of us are savages. All of us are the lost and the hated of this world. And when you use that term, use it with love. That's right. Use it with kindness. Don't use it like a white man. Don't talk about black people and Latinos like you're a white racist who hates niggers. I ain't no nigger. That's a nigger over there. What do you have for me, Asher? Let me get Brooklyn while you waiting. Brooklyn, go ahead.
Salakia, sir, it's such a disgrace because when you read Acts 13,
pause. Not in the usual way, pause.
Oh, come on.
But you skipping ahead to where I'm going.
Come.
You saw me going there. Come. See, that's a good officer.
Come.
You're rushing me though.
Come.
He rushing me.
Come.
You rushing me there because you're a skilled officer, and that's how you would cut them, wouldn't you? You'd go straight there, wouldn't you?
Sir.
I'm joining you there in about 2 minutes.
Sir. The water.
Okay, if you can, just hold that. And let me come with you in about 2 seconds. My nigga. Give him a hand. Give me 2 seconds. All right.
I got the Oprah video.
Please, the Oprah video. Go ahead.
Concert.
Can I give you context? Oprah Winfrey back in the 80s. She decided
in 1980s.
the most racist place in America at that time, which was a place called Forsyth, Georgia. And she interviewed the racists in Forsyth, Georgia, and they explained what a nigger is. Go ahead.
The Oprah show had only been on the air for 5 months. Trouble was brewing in the Deep South.
Has gained the reputation of being a hotbed of racism. Here are just some. Okay, somebody tell me, where did the people who come from who were shouting "nigger go home"? They came from where?
Yes, ma'am. They came from. My name's Frank Shirley. I'm the head of the committee to keep Forsyth and Dawson County white. They.
Let him speak. Please let him speak. He has the right to speak.
Okay, the news media is covered up. There were thousands of white people that came out to join our white people's protest. This is the largest white people's protest against communism and race mixing in the last 30 years. The news media has deliberately covered up the nature of the Brotherhood marchers, many of whom are outright communists and homosexuals, and our organization was the only one that dared take a stand against them. They brought in
So you're
thousands.
not just anti-black, you're also anti-gay too.
I'm opposed to communism, race mixing, and low morals, and homosexuals are of low morals, in my opinion.
You don't believe that people of other races have the right to live here?
They have the right to live wherever they want to, but we have the right to choose if we want a white community also. That's why we moved here.
You believe. That's what you believe. Excuse me. Why is it that there are people in this county, obviously, who are afraid of black people? What is it you are afraid black people are going to do? I mean, that's what I'd like to know.
I'm afraid of them coming to Forsyth County. I lived in Atlanta. I was born in Atlanta. And in 1963, the first blacks were bused to West Fulton High School. And I go down there now and I see my neighborhood and my community, which was a nice community, a nice neighborhood. And now it's nothing but a rat infested slum area because they don't care. They don't care. Thank you.
No, stand up. What's that? You know. Do you mean they, us, the entire black race? The entire black race?
Blacks and you have niggers.
What's the difference between a black person and a nigger?
Everybody, cool out. Because now we're going to answer the question. I.U.I.C. wouldn't answer the question. She said, you mean us? You mean the entire black race? He said there's a difference between black people and niggers. This is how the I.U.I.C. thinks. They think like this. They think with the mind of their oppressor. There's a study you can go research on your own time. It's called internalized racism. Right. It's where the racism of white people, over time, you believe it about yourself. You believe what white people say about you, and it supersedes your own opinion of yourself. Can you rewind just a tad? Turn the volume all the way up, because this is the mindset of the purple corrupt cops, purple pigs in the I.U.I.C.
I got it from here.
He'll do it from here. Listen very carefully. There is a difference between black people and niggers. Rewind just a tad and then play.
Race, the entire black race.
Blacks and you have niggers.
What's the difference between a black person, entire black race? Stand up. What's that? You know. Do you mean they, us, the entire black race? The entire black race?
Blacks and you have niggers.
What's the difference between a black person and a nigger to you?
I've talked to black people. Black people, they don't want to come up here. They don't want to cause any trouble. That's a black person. A nigger wants to come up here and cause trouble all the time. That's the difference.
I have something to say.
I'm there. The I.U.I.C. are racist. Right. They're racist. They're racist against niggers. They think there is a difference between the I.U.I.C. and niggers. They think there's some difference. You're telling us to come together with them. Right. Tell the I.U.I.C. to come together with niggers. Right. Tell them to do that, because they believe, like the most racist white man in America, they believe there's a difference between blacks and niggers. Right. Black people, help me out. Let me heal you of something right now. What white people say about you isn't true. Right. The derogatory statements that you had to grow up hearing every day, that's not true. There's nothing wrong with being black. There's nothing wrong with being Latino. There's nothing wrong with being an immigrant. There's nothing wrong with your family, being laborers, or your family being poor. There's nothing wrong with that. Hold your point. There's nothing that makes you evil or ignorant because you are black. Right. Even black people think that being black means being a nigger means ignorant, stupid, a troublemaker. But I'm a black person, and I go to school, and I make sure that I always do things that people see are Christian. That doesn't make you different than another black person. We're all niggers, all of us. Embrace it. Right. Or else you embrace the racism about yourself. Let me give you my last precept, then I got to get the hell out of here. Hold your point. I got to go on time. Give me Luke, give me Luke, I think 16th chapter. You know what I want, the rich Lazarus. And then now with this, I'm going to explain why the I.S.U.P.K. can never unify with the I.U.I.C. Never. It can never happen. And guess what? You don't want it to really happen. Right. Because if it happens, it would say something terrible and evil about the world if we could ever join with them. All right? Read. You know what I want, right? The rich man. I'm gonna blaze through it. Send me with the chaser one more time. God damn it! Look at the time. Cut us out. Come on. I gotta end it now, don't I? Oh shit. Go ahead.
You gonna stay for the show?
I'm on some nigga shit. Here I am. Doing nigga things, nigga time. I'm trying to let you get on here and drop it. Come on, hurry up. Please, somebody fast.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 18. Whosoever putteth away
That's not it.
Salakia, verse 19. Salakia. There was a certain rich man.
There was a certain what?
Rich man.
For you fellowship thirsty Israelites out there, listen carefully. The difference between the I.S.U.P.K. and the I.U.I.C. or the I.S.U.P.K. and the Christian church is so much deeper than what you understand. The difference between us is not in Israelite groups. The difference between us is the same difference between the rich and the poor. That's our difference. It is not about Israelite groups and what city you're in and what camp you're in. That has nothing to do with what makes us different. What makes us different is that the I.U.I.C. stands for the good black folk of America. And Commanding General Yohana stands with the poor. That's the difference. And Christ gave us a parable about it 2,000 years ago. Read it.
There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple.
Taste that now. Slow that down. There was a certain what kind of man?
Rich man.
What kind of man was he?
Rich man.
He was like Kanai, wasn't he? He was like the bishop. The UPK would never use that term bishop and deacon. Why? Because those words are the words of rich men today. Bishops and deacons and aldermen, mayors and congressmen. They rich, ain't they? They got so much money and power. Who are you? The bishop, the bishopric, the bishopry, the elders. We don't talk like that because we're poor and from the street. Hold your point, everybody. I don't have time. I wish I could get into you. I know you're going to drop something heavy, but I got to go. Go ahead. There was a certain rich man. Go ahead.
Which was clothed in purple.
He was clothed in what?
Purple.
In what?
Purple.
In what?
Purple.
He was clothed in purple. Why? Because he was rich. He was trying to tell you he was rich. That is the way that rich Romans communicated their wealth, because wearing purple was expensive. So they wanted you to know, I'm a bishop. I'm a deacon. I'm an alderman and an elder. I'm rich. I wear, read, purple. Purple. Keep going.
In fine linen.
Oh, and it's fine clothing. Show me him on his high horse, Nate on his high horse. He's up on his high horse because he's so rich. Rich and wealthy and purple. Keep going.
And fared sumptuously every day.
Oh, when he eats, he's not eating what you eat. What do you eat? Whatever's cheap. That's what you eat. You go in there. That's why our brothers and sisters eat arroz con pollo. Arroz, what's the beans? What's beans in Espanol?
Frijoles.
Gandulas.
Frijoles.
Say again?
Frijoles.
Frijoles. What else? Habichuelas. Yeah, you reading? Why are you eating that? Because it's what you chose. Because it's cheap. You eat what's cheap in that market. Your entire diet, soul food. Let me sum up soul food to you. Cheap food. Right. Move on. That's soul food. Whatever is cheap. You found chicken feet. Who eats chicken feet growing up? Chicken feet. Goddamn, Levi. Kwam Yashala. I forgot a Haitian was in here when I said that. I didn't look over there and see a Haitian. Otherwise, I would have just said, who's a Levite in here who ate chicken feet? Because Levites take chicken feet and they make them delicious. They're famous. Chicken feet with the toenails on it and every goddamn. And they're delicious. I mean, food that's, come on, you want to say something? Jesus Christ. Listen up. That's nigger food. Chicken feet. Can you have it? Can I give me some too? Sure. And that rice and that, just food that I think in Trinidad they call it provisions. Food that's for poor people. But this rich man, oh no, he doesn't eat that up. Oh, he eats high on the hog. He's rich. He wears purple. Keep going.
Verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus.
See, this is different than the poor man that wore purple. I mean, than the rich man that wore purple. He's different. He's a beggar. He's a beggar. This is you and I begging in line for a Section 8 voucher. Begging in line for food that comes from the government. Begging in line for a job. Begging in line for housing. Like all of our mothers and fathers. They didn't have purple on. They were beggars. This is the One West UPK.
That's right.
Keep going.
Which was laid at his gate.
And this beggar is laying at the gate of the man dressed in purple, who's rich. Keep going.
Full of sores.
He's full of sores, pains all over him. Sores all over him, Mark. Because he's not rich. He is not dressed in purple. He's suffering. Keep going.
Verse 21. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
All he wants is to eat the crumbs that fall on the floor from this rich man's table because he's poor. And he's there every day just waiting for crumbs to drop on him. This is the relationship that the poor have with the rich. All we want is for some of Jay-Z's money or his wisdom to drop down on us. Some of Oprah, remember, even the most racist man in the world, what did he say about Oprah? Come on.
Sir, she's not a nigger.
Oprah was not a nigger. Oprah was black. Oprah, we're not talking about you. We're talking about these troublemaking niggers. Not you, Oprah. You see, all we want is for Oprah, Michael Jordan, Jay-Z to somehow just let a crumb drop down on us so we can be like them, so we can just eat a crumb from them. Michael Jordan, Nas, give me some more names of black people. Charles Barkley. Shaquille O'Neal. T.I., please. Any rapper, please. Any musician, any Hollywood actor. I know you're not a nigger. I'm a nigger. You're black. Just give me your crumbs. Kyrie Irving. How'd I forget? Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is not a nigger. He's black. We want to benefit from being around them, from associating with them. Keep going.
Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Who were the dogs? The other nations who came and they come and lick our sores. They soothe us for temporarily with drugs and alcoholism. They make living in the ghetto tolerable. Hold your point. I got to go. Keep going. I'm sorry. Come on.
I'm sorry. That's the Chinese restaurants.
That's the Chinese restaurants. That's the Arabs and the weed stores and everything else. Keep going.
Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died.
One day the beggar died. Keep going.
And was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
This beggar who was nothing on the earth, now he's carried away in his vision into Abraham's bosom. What's Abraham's bosom? What's in Abraham's heart? The covenant of God. That beggar gets what Abraham wanted, which is the covenant, which is the kingdom of heaven. He was carried into Abraham's heart, where he received what Abraham wanted to receive. Keep going.
The rich man also died.
Then the rich man also died. Keep going.
And was buried.
And he was put in the ground in the dirt for the worms to eat. Keep going.
Verse 23. And in hell, he lived
in what?
up in hell.
In what?
In hell.
Now, when it's time to pay for what you've done, the rich man is in hell. He's in agony. He's in torment. And that's coming to you good black people, to you good African Americans. You're not like us. We're niggers. You are, what are you? You are Hispanic, right? You're not an immigrant. No, God forbid. You're not a wetback. You're a good Hispanic, aren't you? Well, there's a time coming when you good Hispanics, you good African Americans, you decent black folk are going to suffer and be in pain. Right. That day is coming. Keep going.
In hell.
In what?
In hell.
In hell. Keep going.
He lift up his eyes.
In hell, he lift up his eyes. Go ahead.
Being in torment.
In torment. Go ahead.
And seeth Abraham
and he sees
off.
Abraham way over there. Way over there. Keep going.
And Lazarus in his bosom.
And Lazarus is in his bosom. That poor man who used to beg him. Now he's with Abraham. And he's being eaten by the worms in hell. But he's way over there. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 24. And he cried and said.
This rich man dressed in purple cried out, yelled out. Go ahead.
Father Abraham.
Father Abraham, go.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Go.
And send Lazarus.
Send Lazarus. Go ahead.
That he may dip the tip of his finger in water.
All I want is a drop of water from Abraham, from Lazarus. That's all I want. I just want a drop of water. I want Lazarus to just drip some water in my mouth because I'm in so much agony and so much pain. I just want him to relieve me. The same man who begged me for crumbs. Now I'm begging him for a drop of water. Right. Keep going.
And cool my tongue.
Keep going.
For I am tormented in this flame.
Keep going.
Verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good thing.
Let me tell you something, my son. I.U.I.C. Christians, in your time, you were able to wear purple. You were able to have the love of Kyrie Irving, billionaires. You were able to get Kendrick Lamar. You were able to have so much wonderful things in your time. You were able to have thousands of Christians to circle the Barclays Center to demand that Kyrie Irving get his $100 million as he deserves. You had that in your time. Go ahead.
And likewise, Lazarus, evil things.
And likewise, Lazarus, all he has ever had is the ghetto, the projects, the barrio, the reservations, I.U.I.C. The favelas. All he has had is arroz con pollo. That's all he's ever had. Is Section 8 housing in the projects, Patterson projects. Give me some more projects. Government cheese, Castle Hill. Come on. Whitney Young projects. Give me more. That's all we've ever had. That's all. You had so much. We had so little. Now when the things get turned right side up, now you want us to quench your thirst. That's what you want now. You want that now. Keep going.
But now he is comforted.
Now he's getting comforted. Now he's on top. Keep going.
And thou art tormented.
And you are tormented. Right. Keep going.
Verse 26. And besides all this,
besides that, this is for every fake Israelite, the HOI, the GMS, the random Israelites that left the school back when I was 15 and still want to hold on to it and still talk about something that happened 27 years ago. Right? The I.U.I.C, the Christians, the Muslims. Besides all of that, listen carefully. We can never come together because besides all of that, go ahead.
Between us and you.
Between us, this is the UPK right here, represented by the finest scotch that costs about $200 a bottle. Let me. This is you here. This is you. All right, thank you. Say it again. Arborton. Shalom, Iceland, the island of Iceland. Give him a hand from Scotland. Come yourself. And this is I.U.I.C. The I.U.I.C. probably wiped their behinds with purple toilet paper, but this all we got is white. Salakia.
I'm gonna need that.
We need this for later. Go ahead. So besides that, go ahead.
Between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed.
There is a great gulf fixed. What does fixed mean? Who wants to blow my mind with that? Right, young brother, right here. Right here. Please, you. No, him.
That it can't be moved.
It what?
It can't be moved.
It what?
It can't be moved.
Between us and you, there is a distance, a gulf that can't be moved. There is no shortening it. There is no making it shorter. It's fixed. The I.U.I.C., Muslims, fake Israelites, Christians, and Commanding General Yohana's soldiers, warriors, thugs, gangsters, and niggers. This gulf, you can't shorten that gulf. You can't bring us together anymore. Keep reading.
So that they which were passed from hence to you.
So they that which pass, you want Lazarus to meet you. So that they that would pass from here to you, go ahead.
Cannot.
We can't. We can't be with you. The distance between the ISUPK and the I.U.I.C. is not the distance between two Israelite groups. It's the distance between the rich and the poor. That distance can't be breached. It can't be crossed. We are totally different. We stand for poverty, for people in poverty, for women in poverty, for children in poverty, for the distressed and the forgotten and the lost. They stand for the rich. We'll never ever join you. Keep reading.
Neither can they pass to us.
And the I.U.I.C. can never join with the UPK. Why? Because their hearts are the hearts of good black people. Not like us. Like he said, we're not niggers. They can't be with us because we're niggers. They can never join us. Keep going.
That would come from thence.
Keep going.
Verse 27. Then he said, I pray thee therefore.
So then when the rich man heard this represents the I.U.I.C. and rich men. When they heard this, he said, all right, then I'm asking you for one last thing. Go ahead.
Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house.
Then you know what? Send him to my father's house. Go ahead.
For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place.
Then go tell my brothers, don't ever be like me. Right. Don't ever think that numbers and money and wealth makes you better than your own people. Right. Don't do that. Tell my brothers that. Keep going.
Lest they also come into this place of torment.
Keep going.
Verse 29. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses.
Let me tell you something about the I.U.I.C., the Christians, the Muslims. They had Moses. Keep going.
And the prophets.
And the prophets. They all have the Bible, don't they? The I.U.I.C. had the Bible when you were there, warrior, right? That's right. The Muslims have Musa. They have Abraham. They have the Bible. They have the Old Testament, don't they? Right. Keep going.
Let them hear them.
Hear them. Keep the law then. Since you want to change, I.U.I.C., stop being the way you are. Change then. Keep going.
Verse 30. And he said, nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them.
You see, Father Abraham, I know they didn't change by having the Bible and having Moses, but if one could just come to them from the dead, then maybe they would listen to him. Keep going.
They will repent.
Keep going.
Verse 31. And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets.
You don't listen to the law. You don't keep the law. You don't obey God. If you don't obey that, keep going.
Neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead.
You won't obey Christ either, because you're rich. You believe in your riches. You believe in your power. You believe in Kyrie Irving and Kendrick Lamar. You believe in purple. Nothing can ever change you. And the distance between us can never be crossed. The distance between the I.U.I.C and those purple, disgusting, corrupt cops, those purple pigs, is the distance not between two Israelite groups, but the distance between the rich and the poor. With that, pass the class over to the officer.
Men of Israel, Madian, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to get one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Madian Shabbat. Amadi, Barak, Yahweh, which means hands down, soft face, sisters. Amadian, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to get one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Madian Shabbat. Amadi, Barak, Yahweh, which means hands down, class dismissed.